cause she know I'm a rapper. I give a but I never get feelings, cause shorty, I know what you after. Okay, they watching me, they watching me, they watching me. They watching me, they watching me, they watching me. They watching me, they watching me, they watching me. They watching me, they watching me, they watching me. At 12, gon' find your ass way in New Orleans. Watch I look, I'm jugging. Dissect your hand if your hand in my put and put two in your man if your man keep a looking. Act like a poopy, your bitch get tookin'. I'm not the type to go fuck with them niggas who fuck with them niggas who stay on some fish. Oh, young and trapping out the bando. From the ceiling fan to the damn floor, tryna stack my money up. Cause that's the only way we can go. Tell my mama that I'm okay. See the money coming through the doorway. Got a bad bitch with a lot of money, that's foreplay. Okay, they watching me, they watching me, they watching me.
Trapped inside this spell. Now I feel it. Now I feel it. Your demons drag me close to hell. I can feel it.
And I've been chilling, watching the ocean with you. Baby up with a slow motion crew. And we up in our growlings when people change, but not us. And we just chilling, kicking it, kissed by the sun. Could be soaked to the skin in the moss soon. I know she got the good vibes when seasons change, but we're the same. Even if I lost all my money, the zero runs deep, honey. And I don't need to speak a single word, 'cause you got me holding. Even if my jokes are funny, my tongue tied up on it. And I don't need to speak a single word, 'cause you got me holding. 'Cause you got me holding. Even if my jokes are funny, my tongue tied up on it. And I don't need to speak a single word, 'cause you got me holding. 'Cause you got me holding. Even if I lost all my money, the zero runs deep, honey. And I don't need to speak a single word, 'cause you got me holding. Even if my jokes are funny, my tongue tied up on it. And I don't need to speak a single word, 'cause you got me holding. Play me like a bass guitar, simmer down and mess me up, tripping like I'm Jimmy at Woodstock. Drive me around in your red Ford, shivers down my spinal cord. Oh, 'cause you got me holding.
Hello, welcome back to the We Are City channel to another live commentary here covering Manchester City against Newcastle at home tonight in the Carabao Cup semi-final second leg. So Manchester City take the on, and someone is ringing me on the phone. How frustrating. Why doing this? Just turn that off right there. So City in the semi-final right now, and we're taking on Newcastle. So imagine someone ringing just as I kick off. That is perfect timing. That is how it is, isn't it? So City take on Newcastle. City 2-0 up after the first leg, and City are in good form, really, to go through here. Maybe not good form as a team, but good form in this competition anyway. It's good to see some people in the live chat already. The Ghost on Switch is here. And also, welcome to the We Are City Silver Club and Veggie07. Welcome to him. And if you can see on your screen right now, if you're watching, of course, turn passion into power in partnership with Sky. I am in partnership with Finalysis as well, as I'm one of the starting 11 of Finalysis for Manchester City, and that is a place where you can go and make your opinion heard. You can go and rate the players during this game, after the game, and you can go and put your opinions on there. And there's so many people on there now. When I first joined, it was just sort of like a soft launch. I was on there, I was rating the players. We were building up that database of ratings of so on and opinions on players and on your club. And now there's lots of people on there, and all day, every day, there's people from your club. If it is Manchester City or someone else, you might be a Newcastle fan listening today. There's lots of people putting information in there and putting things on and saying, you know, what about this signing? There's polls on there. What do you think about this player sign? You can have these little discussions. You can have reactions to chats as well. It's absolutely fantastic. So get over to Finalysis. If you haven't downloaded it already, you can download it on the App Store or on Google Play, on Android and Apple. Get over there. Download it. Trust me, that is the place you want to be for analysis. If you're a City fan or a fan of any Premier League team, and probably in the future a fan of any team, of course, around the world of football. Now, Manchester City versus Newcastle. City do go with a rotated side. Newcastle go with an interesting side. City actually got a really good record against Newcastle at home. In fact, in their last 11 games, Manchester City have won in this one an aggregate score of 37-0. 3. So Newcastle have not scored, I don't think, in their last 5 here at the Etihad. So that tells you all you need to know, that things are very much in Manchester City's favour tonight. Alan says he'd rather lose tonight than lose to Arsenal in the final. You never know. City could put up a good fight in the final. So let's have a look at that City and Newcastle side head-to-head then. Starting with, we'll go with, obviously, the home side, Manchester City. So on the bench today, some big names. Gigi Donnarumma, Ruben Diaz returns, Erling Haaland, Ryan Cherki and Rodri. There's a return from his loan at Middlesbrough. He's been brought back by Manchester City this summer. Or from the summer he went on loan to Middlesbrough. He's been brought back now. It is Sever Naipan. He will get his chance at Manchester City today, won't he? So he will be on the bench for Manchester City today. It could get an appearance for City. We're not quite sure if he will do. But there's an opportunity to do so, and I think that he could actually be on the bench today. Sever Naipan. We know the quality he has. We know how good he has been at Middlesbrough for a time. And then with a change of mind, he sort of dropped out the side. They've also got on the bench there, Manchester City, Ryan McAdoo, Max Alleyne, and Rico Lewis as well. So start 11. James Trafford starts in goal, of course, as he does in the Carabao Cup. It is Reina Nyeri, Nathan Ake, Abu Kadir Kusanov, and Mateus Nunes, City's back four. Nico Gonzalez is in the midfield. He starts in that holding role today with Nico O'Reilly back in there and Tajani Reinders in that midfield 3. It's then Semenyo, Marmoush and Phil Foden, City's front 3. Foden really needs to get back to himself early in the season, says Alan. He certainly does. Foden needs to get back to the Phil Foden we know he can be, because he hasn't been that Phil Foden for quite some time now, has he? And that is a bit of a worry. I think people are disappointed with Foden. Pep Guardiola knows. He said that he thinks Foden will get back to his best, but obviously at the moment he hasn't been, and that is a problem. No Mark Gay, Lisa, because Mark Gay is not eligible to play in this competition. For whatever reason, the rules were you had to be listed before the start of the semi-final, and because he come in after that, he cannot play today. So no Mark Gay in the Manchester City side, if you are wondering why that is not. That is the reason why. I've noticed as well that I forgot to put the Carabao Cup colours in today. So that should change right now. We should change back to a nice green background just to make things work pretty well. So on to the Newcastle side, and they're starting in the back 5, which is quite defensive from Newcastle. So Ramsdale starts and goes. The back 5 of Trippier, Malik Chow, Sven Botman, Dan Burn and Lewis Hall. A midfield 3 of the heavily linked to with a move away, Sandro Tonali. Apparently his agent offered him to Arsenal on deadline day, which is crazy, isn't it? And I know Manchester City have been linked with the move for Tonali themselves. Ramsey and also Willock in that midfield 2. And then it's a front 2 of Anthony Gordon and Nick Voltemade. Now they do have options off the bench, Newcastle. Nick Pope is their backup goalkeeper. They've got Johan Visser, Harvey Barnes, William Asula, Anthony Elanga, Murphy, another Murphy, a youngster, Shaka and Neve as well. But you're looking towards sort of Jacob Murphy coming on if they want to change shape. Newcastle, Eddie Howe might go to a front 3, a back 4. Murphy would come on, or Elanga on that right-hand side. Elanga, excuse me, he was so good at Nottingham Forest, wasn't he? Not been able to show that form quite yet, has he, at Newcastle, and that has been to the frustration, of course, of the Newcastle fans. Johan Visser thinks a very good player as well. He might get some goals, a lot of money for a player who was out of contract coming in the season, so we'll have to see what goes on there. Who would be your choice to replace Pep? I would think Vincent Kompany a good side. Well, Alan, actually, I was on Sky Sports just the other day. On Monday, I was talking about this. Or Tuesday it was, in fact, talking about who should replace Pep Guardiola just yesterday morning. The 3 options, Vincent Kompany apparently isn't in the 3 options. He's very much expected to stay at Bayern Munich. The 3 options to replace Pep Guardiola if he was to leave this summer. If that is the case, we're not sure. Apparently it's building towards that. He's certainly not going to sign a new deal. That is the expectation. It's Enzo Maresca, Xabi Alonso, or, of course, another man that has been linked with City is Cesc Fabregas. They're the 3 that supposedly are linked with City. My pick on Sky, when I was talking about it on Sky Sports, they asked me who my pick was. I spoke about Cesc Fabregas being, doing well at Como, but I don't think he's got the title-winning credentials yet. I mean, 6th place at Como at the moment. They got a nice 6-0 win over Torino the other day, Como. But then again, I don't think he's quite the level City are looking for. He's not experienced enough to take such a big job on, especially to take over from Pep Guardiola. I think the same really goes for Enzo Maresca. I don't know how successful he was at Chelsea. He was quite outspoken in the media, wasn't Enzo Maresca? I'm not sure that fits in with the City philosophy. So my pick out of the 3 would be Xabi Alonso. Of course, City will have a bit of a battle on their hands with Xabi Alonso, because I am sure if things continue to go poorly without a slot at Liverpool, then they will be very interested in Xabi Alonso as well. And like you said, I feel he's waiting for the Liverpool job. You could think that, Alan. But what I would say is he turned down Liverpool the other summer, didn't he? He could have joined Liverpool, and instead he stayed at Leverkusen. He wanted to go to Bayern. He wanted to go to Real Madrid, and they went for Arne Slot instead. So I'm not quite sure. I think if he was offered the Manchester City job, I'm pretty sure he'd look to take it. But then again, I think he would be looking to take Liverpool as well. Some of his former players there, Jeremy Frimpong and Florian Wirtz as well. Conde is here. Hello, Conde, welcome. I love the picture. Is it Omar Marmouch's goal? Is it a celebration by Omar Marmouch? I like that one, Conde. On your profile, is it there? Is it called a profile on YouTube? I'm not up to date with these things. Well, we're just over, not too far away from kickoff. You can let us know your predictions in the live chat. At the moment, 94% of you guys who have voted in the live chat believe that Manchester City are going to come away as winners and go through to the final. A 2-1 for Newcastle, so City go through, says Andrew. So Newcastle win 2-1, City go through 3-2. You can put your predictions in on, of course, the Finalysis app. Head over to the Finalysis app. My prediction for tonight is a 1-1 draw. That is what I've gone with, a 1-1 draw. Whether I'm right or not, I'm not quite sure. Name is Connor. I'm a massive City fan, and I watch your career mode too, says Connor. Well, thank you for that, Connor. I'm glad you like watching the career mode. We're into Season 4 pretty soon. If you've saw that the video dropped today, deciding who the new manager will be in our career mode, and you guys voted and you decide that Vincent Kompany will be the new manager in our career mode. So Vincent Kompany takes over in Season 4 of the FC26 career mode, with changes to come, I'm sure, in that. Some new players, I think, a different style, moving on some big players, and we spoke about that, didn't we, in that particular episode. Lisa, what about Pep Lijnders? Well, Pep Lijnders has actually managed, hasn't he, at the top. Did he manage Salzburg for a while? And he did a very bad job there, and was sacked by Salzburg. And then, you know, he did say when he left Jurgen Klopp that he wouldn't be an assistant anymore. He wanted to be a manager. It didn't quite happen, did it, for him? So I don't know. He's not experienced enough, Lisa. You have to remember, I know, the thing is, the problem is, Pep Guardiola, when he took over at Barcelona, was just the youth team manager. And he took over a Barcelona side and turned them into treble winners. And as much as people like to make you believe that he took over a perfect Barcelona side, they certainly weren't. They were struggling at the time. I think it was Frank Rijkaard that was in charge. Didn't do a good job with them. You know, the bigger players sort of took over, egos. He let Deco go. He let Ronaldinho go to Pep Guardiola. And he wasn't experienced at all, was he? And that is entirely true. However, I just think the game has changed a little bit. I might be wrong, but think of Mikel Arteta. He wasn't experienced when he left as City's assistant to join Arsenal. How many years did it take him to get to Arsenal to this level? Has he been there 8 years now? 7 years? So he's been there a very long time to do that work with them. And City haven't got that time. As a top club where City are, they want to stay at that level. If Pep goes, there's going to be a drop-off. You saw what happened to Manchester United when Sir Alex Ferguson left, and that is something that will be in City fans' minds and something that obviously we'll be worried about. And it's going to happen. I mean, when Pep goes, there will be a drop-off. And maybe that's already started with Pep Guardiola, his time coming to an end at Manchester City. But that's how it is in football. And nothing lasts forever. And these eras don't last forever. You can't be at the top of your game forever. I think City have been at the top for quite a long time. 4 titles in a row. No one's ever done that before. No one's done that and stayed at that top for so long in the Premier League. So you have to remember that. We've got it very good at the moment. And the chances are, this period that we've lived through, these last 10 years of Manchester City and Pep Guardiola at Manchester City, we have to enjoy them, because it's never going to be as good as that again. And whichever manager comes in is going to have to do his best to try and steady the ship and keep City as close to that top level as possible and get some trophies along the way. It's very hard to stay at the top level, isn't it? But Real Madrid have done it over the years. They've battled. Barcelona have done it to an extent, haven't they? They've always won a Champions League somewhere in there. So you have to see. Great to see Naipan today, and Makadu says come the one. I don't think they'll come on unless we're quite in a big lead, and then they will come on. And do you think Pep is the best manager of all time, says Lisa? I do think Pep is the best manager of all time, yeah. I mean, what he's achieved in the Premier League, no one can match it. I know we talk about Sir Alex Ferguson. Sir Alex Ferguson never won 4 titles in a row. The only argument in Ferguson's favour is the longevity. But that sort of longevity doesn't exist in football anymore, does it? And what Pep Guardiola has done is more than any other manager in the Premier League has done in this era. And certainly the best manager of this era, I would say. Well, the 2 teams are in the tunnel right now. Seven Naipan is walking out. The Newcastle team look a little bit frustrating here. The Manchester City players aren't here yet. Dan Burn is having a laugh about it. Kieran Trippier is talking to the officials, because the City team are not even down the tunnel yet. And the Newcastle players just keep looking behind them, thinking, sure, they're going to arrive now. It's getting very close to kick-off, but they're not here. City Edits 09 is here. Welcome, City Edits 09. Welcome to the live chat. 88% so far. Believe Manchester City are going to come away as winners here today against Newcastle United. It's good to see so many people in the live chat for this Carabao Cup semi-final. We are really rotating for this game. No Donnarumma, no Rodri, no Haaland, no Shirky, says City Edits. Quite right. Trafford was always going to start this one. No Rodri, I expected that. I mean, Rodri, he looked tired in that game against Spurs, didn't he? And he was lucky probably to avoid a red card at the end again. Haaland, I think it was the right time for him to come out. Another poor performance against Spurs. And Shirky, he took a heavy knock, didn't he, in that Spurs game? Don't know if it's a dead leg, but he went down 2 or 3 times in the game. In the end was forced off. Just makes it to the bench today. We do tend to play well when Ake starts, Alan Johnson. Possibly. I'm not sure I agree with that one. I'm not sure you agree with that one about Ake. I like Ake. I think he's been a good servant to the club. I just feel like maybe it's time for Nathan Ake. A bit like John Stones. The time is up. The clock is ticking. And I think it's over for them. They need to move on. Stones is still not fit. I mean, he's missed 20 games this season. Has he 20 Premier League games? I have no idea what's going on with him. He's obviously not going to be coming back. I think it's time over at Manchester City. Nathan Ake, a similar situation that you can't trust him to play too many games, and that has been a problem. Vita Ice, the perfect John Stones replacement, says Alan Johnson. Yeah, I mean, City, does Gay replace Ake, or is he replacing Stones? Vita Ice come back. He's doing a great job at Girona. And a bit of a relegation battle, but they've put themselves a bit of a space between them and the bottom of the table at the moment, actually. And Conda one says, John and Nathan out. Jumabar and Vita Ice in. Well, Jumabar, I don't think we're going to see him play for Manchester City. He's been linked with a permanent move away. I think City think they can make quite a big profit on him. He's not been amazing on his loan at OGC Nice. I don't know why he didn't move to Lyon. I think that would have been a better move for him. He decided to join Nice instead because there was sort of Lyon at the time were getting kicked out of European football, and he thought that Nice would, and then in the end Lyon got back into it. So we'll have to see. Now, I think Gay is the Ake replacement. I'm not sure, just because Mark Gay is an England international. I think he's higher at the pecking order than Ake is. I think he's more that sort of trusted John Stones sort of player. But the thing is that Ake is not particularly good in the air, I would say. And neither is Mark Gay, so that is somewhat the similar that they have with themselves. City Edit says Ronaldo turns 41 tomorrow, still playing at 41. But of course, as we know, there's a bit of a problem, isn't he, with Erling Haaland in the Saudi Pro League. He's refusing to play at the moment, isn't he, Erling Haaland? So, kickoff is about to get underway at the Etihad Stadium. If I'm slightly behind, which sometimes that's how it works, please do not ruin it in the live chat if there's any goals. No spoilers, as we say. But as soon as I say the goal's gone in or something like that, you can put it in the live chat. There's absolutely no problem. I think Gay can play as the libero like John. Even in fullback at times. Yeah, I've been surprised how good Mark Gay is in the ball. I've actually think he's been really good in the ball for City so far from what I've seen him in those games against Wolves and Spurs. I thought he's sort of choice of pass has been good. He's quite progressive, forward thinking in his pass as well, which I do like. And also, what I do like about Mark Gay is he seems to be very good at sort of predicting when to step in and try and nick the ball and when to stand off and let the player run him as well, which I do like. I feel like there's the only good centre-back in the air at City at corners, City Edits. We say that, don't we? But I think, as Conda One says, Connor says, I think Vardiol is by far the best centre-back in the air. Aerially, I think Diaz is pretty poor in the air. I can't say the last time he scored a header. He always sort of lines himself up as if he's going to go up and win one, and he tends to head it wide. We could have also molded Callum Doyle to replace Ake. I think that ship has sailed down yet. He's left the club permanently, Callum Doyle, hasn't he? Playing for Wrexham now, and I don't think there's any way back for him at Manchester City. Who's City's best player, says Callum Lynch? That's a big question, isn't it? Right now, who's City's best player right now? Maybe Donnarumma? His kickoff is underway here at the Etihad. City running a little bit behind because the players are slow to come out. Maybe Donnarumma's our best player. Here's Joe Willock. So it is very much a 2 up top from Newcastle. 5 at the back, 3 in midfield as Phil Foden. And a bit of a battle here with Jacob Ramsey in the midfield there. And it's gone a throw-in for City on this far side. And Phil Foden is limping already here within 26 seconds of this one. Picked up a bit of a knock. We'll have to see. Amazing so far, says Connor in your hometown. Wow, okay, credit to him. I haven't seen any of Wrexham this season, so I can't say anything. That's a good play by City straight away. And Rangers wide left to Omar Marmoush. It's actually Marmoush off the left. Semenyo off the right. Marmoush here. Inside goes Marmoush. Marmoush on the left foot, blocked away by Newcastle. Well, Marmoush did get a hat-trick last season against Newcastle in the first half, didn't he, in the Premier League. Alan can't imagine this team without Donnarumma. He's been fantastic for us, hasn't he, Donnarumma? Despite his limitations in the build-up. Let's hope Rangers can do something today. Yeah, quite right. Nico Riley's absolutely class as an 8. Yeah, he played great against Spurs. Second half he dropped off, but so did the rest of the team as well. Here's Phil Foden. To Matheus Nunes on the right-hand side. Semenyo found on the right. Well, Pep Guardiola seems to really feel that Semenyo's a right-hand-sided player. Playing him there again. Here's Nunes against Lewis Hall. He's taken down by Lewis Hall. It's a free kick City. Aggressive from Lewis Hall. Carabao Cup holders, of course, Newcastle United. Here's Nico O'Reilly. So it is sort of Marmoush and Semenyo up top. Foden and Rangers in behind, and the fullbacks high and wide here. Kusanov. Foden. Good touches from Foden. And wide left towards Reunite Nuri. Interesting the way Pep Guardiola lines up today, isn't it? Ball in towards Marmoush. Flicks it round the corner. Dan Burn cuts it out. And here's Sandro Tonali. Gordon. Voltemada. Tackled by Kusanov. His form has dropped, hasn't it, quite a lot. Voltemada. Here's Foden. A little bit scrappy at the moment in midfield for City. And Tonali brings it away. And Nico makes a challenge on the Italian. City very much trying to get forward at every opportunity here. Nunes. Semenyo. Good play from Semenyo. Left-footed pass into Nathan Ake here, who brings the ball over the centre circle. I think City's right might have misprofiled Rangers, says Alan Johnson. Quite right. He's not an 8, is he, at all? His physicality is very, very poor. Very poor. Here's Nico O'Reilly. Kusanov's getting played every game now. Yeah, he's doing really well. Pep Guardiola's enjoying Kusanov at the moment. Here's Marmoush. Flicked away. Nice Sven Botman at the back. And Newcastle work it out from the back here and away by Kieran Trippier. Down to O'Reilly, who goes back into the midfield and picks it back up and recycles possession again. Here is Tijani Reinders for Manchester City. So Reinders and Foden like 2 10s in behind the two strikers, Marmoush and Semenyo, who in build-up are wide, and then when we get the ball go central. It's interesting, isn't it? Reinders, Aitnuri. O'Reilly. Here is Nico Gonzalez, and he plays it into Nunes, who chests it down but can't get it under control. And Lewis Hall past Foden, he's fouled it. Newcastle counter, ball forward. Well, Gordon was through there. A good advantage there for Newcastle. The ball's played forward to Anthony Gordon. And the referee pulls it back for the free kick. For the foul from Phil Foden. And there was an advantage played, and he pulled it back way too quickly there, the referee. Malik Chow gives it away here towards Tijani Reinders. Aitnuri back to Ake. I'd like to see more from Aitnuri. He looked really, really impressive in the Club World Cup, but the injury at Spurs in the first home game of the season, since then he hasn't looked great. He has a tendency to overcomplicate things in my mind and give the ball away when unnecessarily. Here is Kusanov. Onto Semenyo, and Lewis Hall slips but still picks it up off him. And he comes forward now, Lewis Hall. Tackled by Semenyo. It's a throw in Newcastle's way. Con the one, hopefully see more of Nico and Rodri today. Yeah, maybe together. And probably due to Vardio and Diaz injuries that Kusanov's playing. Yeah, and he's taking his chances, Aboukadir Kusanov, isn't he? That recovery pace is something City really do lack. Lewis Hall taken off him by Semenyo. He keeps it in. And then off Dan Burn and throwing towards Manchester City on this far side. A little bit scrappy at the start here. I think with that midfield City have got in there, it's not really one that's going to retain the ball so much. It is a sort of forward-thinking one. Nunes with a big switch here towards Reunite Nuri. Takes it on the chest away from Trippier. Pressure from Trippier on Aitnuri. And back he goes to Ake. O'Reilly. I do have a feeling that I'd like to see Joško Vardiol play a bit more left-back next season when he's back from his leg break injury. I know he played centre-back this year, but he was so good at left-back before that. Semenyo against Dan Burn. He wins the header. Ahead of Semenyo. Nunes back into the forward area here. And Newcastle player on the back with Sven Botman and Malik Chow. Lewis Hall down this left-hand side, pressed by Nunes. Sven Botman, a left-footed switch here. Into the space on the far side towards Trippier. Takes a touch into Dan Burns' pass to the outside of the boot, flick it forward. He does find Anthony Gordon. But Gordon's give it away and City get it back again here, and it's good. Ultra Gamer's predicted a 1-1. That's the same as me, Ultra Gamer. We agree on that one. That would take City through, wouldn't it? A 1-1. City Edits thinks it's going to be a 2-1. Here is City on the ball here. O'Reilly. I think when Diaz comes back, Alan will see Diaz alongside Kusanov. Actually, no. Diaz alongside Gay. Kusanov will get benched, I think. Unfortunately, Nico. On towards Ake. Nancy got a bit frustrated with his team's pressing there. Marmouche, lovely little flick and turn by Marmouche. He's in behind here, Omar Marmouche. And Omar Marmouche, what a challenge by Dan Burn. But it's in the back of the net anyway. Omar Marmouche starts. Omar Marmouche scores. 1-0 Manchester City. Well, he got a little bit lucky maybe, but we have to really compliment what he did before that, Marmouche. A backheel flick onto Tajani Reinders. Right foot of Reinders, plays it with the outside of his boot, flicks it behind to Marmouche. There's so much space. He takes his time to hit the strike. He gives Dan Burn time to get in, sliding on Marmouche. He slides in and kicks it into Marmouche. He's in behind him here. Dan Burn makes the challenge, but he kicks it into Marmouche, and it's off Marmouche and into the back of the net. Marmouche starts, Marmouche scores. Marmouche gets lucky, but it's brilliant play before that. But yeah, Marmouche goes to hit it. He sees Dan Burn coming for the challenge. He pulls out, and Dan Burn slides into him. He hits the shins of Marmouche, loops up a little bit over goalkeeper Aaron Ramsdale. That's 3-0 Manchester City, and City in full control of this tie now. Marmouche makes the difference, as Alan, yeah. Some big love for Marmouche in the comments, and so they should be. Marmouche starts again. Marmouche scores again. Brilliant from him. Long by Newcastle to Dan Burn. Taken down by Nico. Tonali. Back to Willock, and Newcastle have got a lot to do now, haven't they? 3-0 down in aggregate. A long way to go, the Carabao Cup holders, to get back in this one. Funnily enough, he's number 7, City Edits, and he scores in the 7th minute. Here's Sven Botman. Now remember, City always start games well in the first half. Our issues come in the second. Our issues always come in the second. So, I expect us to start this way, maybe. But I'm not so sure how we do in the second half. That's where you've got to keep your eye on. Voltemada. Oh, and City have been completely opened up here. It's Gordon. It's Joe Willock. Oh, what a save by James Trafford. Absolutely fantastic goalkeeping from City's number 1, James Trafford. Too much pressing from City on Newcastle. Completely opened up the back. Gordon squares it to Willock, and James Trafford comes flying out. An outstretched right arm takes it away from the feet of Joe Willock. Brilliant from James Trafford. Fantastic goalkeeping. What a massive chance for Newcastle that is to narrow the lead early on in this one. I thought he was just going to lift it over Trafford there, Willock. Maybe he's a little bit slow to get on the end of it. Fantastic from Trafford, but poor from City defensively. Semenyo. Back to Matheus Nunes. Ball in behind to Nico Gonzalez in a foot race with Joe Willock here. Gonzalez goes down. He's back to his feet, the Spaniard. And he wins his side of throwing. Well done, Nico. He looked pretty slow there, didn't he? Trafford, the next Joe Hart's Ultra Gamer. I mean, the big worry is that James Trafford won't be a City player come next summer. He'll want to leave, I'm sure. He'll want to leave, Trafford. He's not going to stand behind Donnarumma next season again. He'll want to go. Such a good player as well. Here's with a throw in towards Marmouche. It's over here. All the way through to Ramsdale. That's poor from City. It's very interesting. City's pressing shape. City's shape on build-up and then City's shape when they've got the ball. Very interesting. And it's clearly something that Pep Guardiola's worked upon. Oh, Semenyo might nick one here on Dan Burn. A loose pass back to actually Sven Botman. Semenyo was pressing. And he topped the charts, Semenyo, and his time at Bournemouth in terms of winning the ball high up the field. His pressures, very good at that. City Edits asked if Bernardo Silva's leaving. He is leaving end of the season. When his contract's up, Bernardo goes this season. He's Voltemada. Good play by the big German. He switches a play to Trippier and City are open again. Oh, ball in behind to Gordon. Kusanov chests it back to Trafford. Nice and confident from Abdelkader Kusanov. Some people do prefer Trafford to Donnarumma. I think he offers more in the build-up. Ball out wide here to Semenyo. Takes a good touch on his left foot, Antoine Semenyo. And back to Nunez. Nunez drives past Lewis Hall with that physicality he has. A back heel into Foden. Foden running his way through here. He's tackled by Dan Burn. And then Dan Burn gives it straight back to City with Nico Gonzalez. O'Reilly. Rangers. City feel very, very much like they can open Newcastle at any opportunity here. Rangers. Wide to Marmoush on this left-hand side. Omar Marmoush. Back out to Reinight Nuri. Takes his time with it. Rangers, good touch and turn. Rangers! Oh! A shot just past the post by Tajani Rangers. He's so good at that first touch and hit it at the near post. This time, from a very narrow angle, he goes to the far post. Well found by Nuri. I think he'll be off. No, he's onside Rangers here. Great first touch out of his body. Hits it with a side foot, Rangers. Maybe he needs to go with the laces there and go near post. He goes with a side foot. And it's a brilliant save by Aaron Ramsdale. The referee gives it a goal kick. We saw that at Spurs as well. Foden with a terrible pass here. Gives it away. Sloppy from Phil Foden. He's chasing that ball down, Joe Willock. Pep Guardiola on the sidelines really motivating his team today. You can see he wants them to be aggressive in the press. That's a nice interception by Ait Nuri in the far left-hand side. But he's overcomplicated things and he's lost it here. It was a save. Yes, Connor. It was a save by Aaron Ramsdale. Ref give a goal kick. It was a good save from Ramsdale. Perhaps it was going in. He got a touch off the number 32 between the sticks of Newcastle. Here is Botman. Gordon forced back to Botman. Pressing by O'Reilly. Gives it away. Oh, Semenyo just can't control it. Unlucky. Here's Joe Willock. Foden chasing as well. Lewis Hall. Gordon. Willock. Newcastle still look quite good, you know. They've had quite a lot of space. They're passing it around well. Sandro Tonali in towards the right side. Malik Chow. We've got Trippier on the touchline here. Ramsey. In fact, they work it to Malik Chow. But Newcastle haven't looked poor at all. They've looked decent as well. In towards Dan Burn. We'll look back to Botman under pressure from Omar Marmoush here. Struggling in the build-up because City are putting the pressure on. Dan Burn has to send it long. It's absolutely brilliant pressing by Manchester City. And they press the opposition into lumping it straight back to James Trafford. City back in possession. And here is Trafford. On towards Ake. Trafford's telling Nathan Ake to get forward here. But he's not that sort of player, Nathan Ake. He likes to slow things down. He doesn't like to try and pick the passes forward. Into O'Reilly. He's had to go back to Trafford now. But he's confident, Trafford, on the ball, is he? I know he made a bad mistake earlier in the season against Spurs. Here is Trafford. Taking his time here, James Trafford. He's going to have to send this long here, Trafford, because they're marking the options. Goes long towards Marmoush, who flicks it round the corner here. He's being pulled by Malik Chow. And the referee says nothing. Advantage play. Good pass by Trafford, actually. Marmoush trying to run onto it. Botman. Pressure here on him as well. Ramsdale's going to have to try and switch it long here. He ends up just sending it straight back to City with Nathan Ake. And into Ait Nuri. O'Reilly. Newcastle at the moment, this front two's not working particularly well for them. As Nico Gonzalez gifts the ball away, and then the opposition do the same as well. And Foden with a challenge here. Oh, what is that from the referee here? Phil Foden beats Lewis Hall to the ball. Sliding in, he gets it, passes it to his own player. Lewis Hall goes over top of him, goes down. The referee gives a free kick. It's never a foul by Phil Foden. It's a brilliant tackle by Foden. It's absolutely shocking refereeing here. It's shocking refereeing. That is so poor from the referee. Foden's done absolutely nothing wrong there. Disgraceful decision. What is that decision from the referee? Absolutely terrible refereeing. Would you rather say I love Man United in a Man City shirt or say I love Man City in a Man United shirt? So that is a horrible question. What made you come up with that one? Oh, chance for Newcastle. A set piece. Ake's away. Hall back down towards Ramsey on the volley. And he balloons this one up and into the stands here. Behind for a goal kick. MK's predicted a 2-2 draw here. So goals predicted from MK. Just might be, mightn't it? It just might be. 50 minutes gone here at the Etihad. City lead by 1 goal to 0 tonight. 3 goals to 0 on aggregate. James Trafford. Long forward by Trafford. It's a poor one, but Semenyo keeps it in. Credit to Semenyo. Nunez back to Semenyo. Strength by Semenyo. He's taken down by Dan Burn. Free kick City. It's not really a foul by Dan Burn. He won't give City the ball back here. He's still running with the ball, Dan Burn. No yellow card for Dan Burn for dissent there. Interesting. Free kick Manchester City taken quickly by Nico. Or taken as quickly as they possibly could. Ake. Ait-Nuri. Into Reinders. Trying to flick it around the corner here. He's away Ait-Nuri down the far side here. And here comes Rian Ait-Nuri for City. He's got Marmoush and Semenyo in the middle. Phone in the cutback. Ait-Nuri goes for goal himself. It's so greedy from Rian Ait-Nuri. Behind for a corner. Don't know what he's thinking there, Rian Ait-Nuri. He's got Foden on the edge of the box to pull it back to. He's got Marmoush near post and Semenyo far post. And he picks down the options. Ait-Nuri, he goes for goal himself. Just lumps it at Malik Chow. Behind for a goal kick. And Semenyo and Foden with their arms in the air saying to Ait-Nuri, why are you not looking for us? But again, he overcomplicates things, Rian Ait-Nuri. Very good going forward to Ultra Gamer. Yeah, but sometimes he does too much, doesn't he? Just pull the ball back to Foden there. Find Semenyo Marmoush. Corner by City. Ake with a header. Blocked by Dan Burn. Ake in there still. It's being pinballed around the box now. Marmoush picks it up. Around the outside of Dan Burn. Marmoush. Little cutback. He looks lively today, Marmoush. Marmoush back to the edge of the box here to Phil Foden. Nice pass to Gianni Reinders. Back into Nico. Decides against the shot. Ait-Nuri far left. Ball in by Ait-Nuri. It's a nice ball in by Chow. Foden the volley. Cleared away. Back out to Semenyo. On to Foden again. Nico. Wide right to Marmoush. Semenyo. Semenyo across the box here. O'Reilly's missed the chance here. But he's gone down, Nico, right in the box. He thinks he was pushed down by Kieran Trippier. Should be 4-0. City keep the pressure on so well. Semenyo into Foden. Nico works it back wide right to Marmoush. He plays it in behind to Semenyo in the box. He fizzes it across the box here. Nico O'Reilly is millimetres away from this. He gets a bit of a push in the back from Trippier. Maybe he should get there, Nico O'Reilly. He thinks he's fouled, but I'm not sure he was. It'd be soft if he got given. He should have made it 4 there. Lewis Hall, pressure from Nunez. Dan Burn. Forward here towards Gordon and taken down by City and Nico O'Reilly, who's so good at the moment. Oh, he's giving it away there, though. Trying to be too much, but he works hard to get back to Nick Voltemade. And that's good from O'Reilly. Trippier. Balling behind towards Voltemade. Away from Ait-Nuri. O'Reilly covering that left-back role, which he knows so well now. And Voltemade dispossessed well by Rian Ait-Nuri. Well played, Ait-Nuri there. Here's O'Reilly. Oh, what a ball forward to Reinders here. He's got Semenyo at the far post. Reinders. Back out to Marmoush. Marmoush goes for goal. It's blocked away, and it's an ambitious attempt from Marmoush. I mean, this man will shoot from anywhere. We've seen him against Bournemouth score the goal of the season last year. O'Reilly, what a ball in behind towards Reinders. Runners from the midfield. I love it. We need to see more of this from Manchester City. Runners from the central areas. Marmoush hits it. It's blocked behind, but it's really nice play. Corner for City. I think maybe Reinders could have looked for Semenyo at the far post straight away there. But so far, it's an impressive City performance. Forward thinking, runners from midfield, fluidity in that forward line. Very good play. In by Phil Foden. Oh, and Dan Ramsdale has to punch it away. Ait-Nuri just flicks it away from Gordon. And out for a throw-in. In the end, that was the right thing from Rian Ait-Nuri. But, I mean, this intensity City side have brought in the first half is great. Like City Edit says there, City are peppering the Newcastle goal, but we knew, I have a feeling that I knew this was going to happen. It's the second 45 where we drop off massively. Trippier with a skewed clearance here. It's taken down by Semenyo. Semenyo! Drags his shot wide in that right foot there. But a poor clearance, and Antoine Semenyo takes it out of the air. Edge of the box, and that stronger right foot, or is it his weaker? Who knows? Cuts inside, hits it, drags it wide. Expect Semenyo maybe to do a little bit better, but it's positive again from Manchester City. Aaron Ramsdale to take a goal kick here. They set it nice and long here. Up towards Dan Burn, who's going to win the header, of course. And a flick on here by Willock. It's Anthony Gordon! And another big save by James Trafford. Wow. Well, a big long ball from a goal kick from Ramsdale. Dan Burn flicks it on, he beats Nunes in the air. Another flick on by Willett beats Kusanov in the air. And Anthony Gordon's through on goal. On the half volley, he tries to just place it past Trafford. Spreads himself quickly out. His left hip puts it behind for a corner. Both sides having chances here today. Brilliant from Trafford again here. Very good game from James Trafford so far. Had a great game at St James's Park as well. Corner ball swung into the far post away from Nathan Ake. Ramsey against Aït-Nouri. Newcastle going to try and recycle possession here. Trippier. Lewis Hall. Clipped in by Hall to the far post again. Tonali's pushed to Nunes there, and the referee gives a free kick, but he's playing the advantage as Trafford's got that ball in his hands. Tonali's header was weak. With his two arms in the back of Sandro Tonali on Nunes, pushed him over. Took him out. A real intensity this City performance so far. I'm liking it. Trafford. Nico Gonzalez. That's worrying from Nico Gonzalez there. Oh, he's taken out nearly in his own box and lost the ball there. What I don't like about Nico Gonzalez there is he receives the ball from Trafford, and after he receives the ball, he looks to see if there's anyone on him. He should have already checked his shoulder before that. Marmouche against Malik Chow. Just lost out the battle there. Chow still. Pressure here. Back to Botman. Rainer's pressing him. He's going to go back to Ramsdale. Going to clear it away instead of the Dutchman. Phone against Tonali. Out-muscled here by Sandro Tonali. And Newcastle is spaced on the far side again here. Here's Kieran Trippier. Fantastic interception by Ryan Aït-Nouri there. Gone in behind. Credit to Aït-Nouri for that defending. City seem to always malfunction after the half-time recently against Spurs yet. We've been doing it since the start of the year, I feel. And back they go to the goalkeeper Trafford here to Newcastle. It's been a very good first 22 minutes of football, I think. Entertaining for a neutral. Entertaining for Newcastle and City fans. Voltemade. Willock. Away from O'Reilly. Chased by Nico O'Reilly. Lewis Hall. Chased by Nunes. Hall nowhere to go. Didn't seem like a foul on Lewis Hall. He just lost his feet there, Lewis Hall. The referee gives a free kick. Tonali. Nice little switch out to the left-hand side by Tonali. The Italian who joined from Milan, didn't he? And he's looked really good in his time at Newcastle. Linked with that move to Arsenal, of course, on deadline day. His agent apparently offered him to them. City have been sort of named as an admirer as well as they look to replace Bernardo Silva and possibly Mateo Kovacic as well this summer. Cedric Kusanov got the energy to play every game still brilliantly yet. He's a very good player. He's had a few injuries though this season, hasn't he? Newcastle working against right side here. Anthony Gordon against Nathan Ake. Gordon looks for the cross. He's cut back inside here. And now he's dispossessed by Tajani Reinders. Ake off Gordon behind for a throw-in. Well, Gordon's frustrated, I think, with Nick Voltemade in the middle. He got his head up there, Gordon. I think he wanted to cross the ball and he couldn't do. Ended up pulling it back, cutting back, turning. In the end, he's dispossessed. He's done too much. Hold on to that ball for too long. Eddie Howe's on his knees. He's writing his notebook here. What he thinks Newcastle should be doing. But yeah, Voltemade, he hasn't really made the impact he had at the start. Johan Visser is there to sort of take the pressure off him a little bit. Surprised maybe Johan Visser didn't start today. I think he'll go warming up soon. But Newcastle with that two up top, the three in midfield, the five at the back. To try and maybe be a bit more solid defensively. It's not worked out for them so far because they've been quite open. Nathan Ake to take this free kick and Anthony Gordon stood right in front of him here. Ake. Let's O'Reilly take it short to Aït-Nouri. Back to Ake. And he goes back to James Trafford here. Trafford on that right foot. Taking his time, looking for the long pass it short to O'Reilly, who's turning his own box against Ramsey. It's dangerous. Ake into Marmouche. Malik Chow bullies him there. O'Reilly goes and wins it back for City again. Reinders. Great feet from Tajani Reinders. Into Aït-Nouri, on towards O'Reilly. Good play. Into Marmouche. Aït-Nouri again. Fouled there, Aït-Nouri, City player. It's good play. Referee pulls it back for the free kick now on Aït-Nouri. King, the great, says we cannot let Arsenal win anything this season. The whole country's dependent on City to humble the corner boys. Well, unfortunately, you're dependent on a team that only can play the first 45 minutes at the moment. I'm sorry about that. I mean, I agree with you. If Arsenal win, What does that say for football? That corners is the way forward? Not creating anything from open play? That's just sometimes how it is. We need to sign a proper 8 to replace Bernardo's. Well, it's over now. Being Summer. Here's Semenyo on the right side. Oh, had Dan Burn scrambling there. A little step over. Matheus Nunes on the right hand side. Against Lewis Hall. Semenyo. Foden. Space in the edge of the box for O'Reilly. O'Reilly should have passed it to Ait Nuri. Didn't do. Nico will work it back left towards Ait Nuri. Ait Nuri. Tajani Reinders drifts wide left. Reinders. Nico. Ait Nuri again. Here's Nico O'Reilly again. If Arsenal win the league, people compare Saka to Messi. Ugh. Probably. The Arsenal fans certainly will. I mean, I've already seen Piers Morgan this morning saying that Arsenal got the best squad assembled of all time. Of any team of all time, Arsenal the best squad ever assembled. They've not won anything. And also, do you really think that? Do you really think that? Oh, Nunes has lost it here, and then he pulls down Hall. It's going to be a yellow card for Nunes. That is poor by Matheus Nunes. Overplayed it. In the end, Lewis Hall takes it off him. He's through on goal, Lewis Hall. Nunes pulls him down. Cynical, tactical foul by Nunes. But he had to do it. He gets the yellow card, of course. It is a yellow card. Gyökeres to Ronaldo, says Edic City. I know. Don't even. I mean, you've seen a Real Madrid squad with Benzema, Higuain, Ronaldo, Di Maria, Galactico squad pretty much, Isco, a Manchester City squad that had Aguero and Jesus, who at the time were great, Sané, Sterling, Mahrez, Foden, Fernandinho, Rodri, David Silva, Bernardo Silva, Kevin De Bruyne, Ilkay Gundogan, all in the same squad, but Arsenal's is the best of all time. I mean, yeah. I can think of many squads better. The Real Madrid side, the Barcelona side that won the treble. I mean, Messi, Pedro, David Villa, Xavi, Busquets. They had Dani Alves. Yeah, I don't get it. I mean, they're asking for Rice to get the Ballon d'Or as well, aren't they? It's just unbelievable. But that's how it is. So, free kick Newcastle here. Taking the time this one. It's Kieran Trippier. And it's a save by James Trafford Lowe to his right-hand side. It wasn't really a difficult one. It went through a gap in the wall. Semenyo split. And City have played it into Reinders here. We've got runners again. And City running this back line. Tajani Reinders. Reinders got to pass it to Semenyo. He does. Semenyo. Antoine. Semenyo! Oh! Marmouche in the back of the net. It's 2. It's Marmouche again. Oh, Marmouche. 2-0 City. Well, my prediction were wrong. Well, Reinders there. He holds onto the ball. You think he's released it too late. He eventually works it to Semenyo, who sort of... I don't know if it's a shot or a cross from Semenyo. He fires it across the box. Trippier, I think it is the other side, or whoever it is, nearly clears it off the line. But he just ends up looping it up into the air on the line. And Marmouche puts in a header. I think he got a bit of a smash in the face for it as well. City open up Newcastle. Tajani Reinders bursting through the Newcastle midfield. Eventually works it wide to Semenyo, who's onside. Semenyo just onside. Cross the box by Semenyo. It's a great cross. Trippier clears it just up into the air. Oh, and he actually gets kicked in the face, Marmouche, I think, on the header. I think Trippier throws a leg at it. And kicks Marmouche in the face, but he still heads it in the back of the net. But a great cross by Semenyo. Puts it in such a difficult position. I mean, Trippier managed to get it up. But Semenyo's there. He did get kicked in the face, Marmouche, but he still puts in the back of the net. 2-0 Manchester City. Pep Guardiola is very, very impressed with that one. He absolutely loved that, did Pep. Marmouche scores. The Egyptian Prince. What a player. What a player who doesn't even start. What a player who doesn't even start for us. Surely Marmouche has got to start more games for Manchester City. Surely he starts more games for Manchester City. He's smiling here. City's number 7. He's absolutely brilliant. Split his lip as well. People call Marmouche a flop. I know. He's brilliant. 2-0 City. Oh, Marmouche with a double. Could get a hat-trick against Newcastle again here. Come on, Marmouche. Well, you know, you've got Erling Haaland who can penalty put the ball in the back of the net at the moment. And Marmoush is doing that. Tonali forward here. Here's Voltamada dropping deep. Ball in behind here towards Ramsey, but there is Kusanov. His pace, his recovery pace is ridiculous. Trafford, pressure from Gordon, and Trafford just clears it away to Foden. Marmoush being pulled back here. Oh, he's done brilliantly again there, Marmoush. Aït-Nouri, Marmoush. And back to Ake. Well played, Omar Marmoush. We love our panic buy, says Condawani, exactly. And here's Ake. Man City 2023 treble winning team was peak football. Possibly. Possibly. I actually think the Centurions team is better. Marmoush here. Spun Malik Chow. Foul by Malik Chow. Marmoush is absolutely on fire. He's on for that hat-trick again against Newcastle. They're just showing the replay how Semenyo was onside. He's played on by the knee of Kieran Trippier. And he's way onside here. Rangers. I think Aït-Nouri and Rangers have been really good as well here. Foden. Pressure from Tonali. Dispossessed by Tonali. Tonali the ball in, headed away by Ake. Foden picks it back up in towards Rangers. Bit of space for Rangers to run into again. He's off again to Tajani Rangers. Rangers got Semenyo and Marmoush. He's got to find Semenyo. He does on the right side. Semenyo. Semenyo inside. Oh, Semenyo. Rangers! 3-0 Manchester City. We are running riot at the Etihad. And it's 3. And it's Tajani Rangers with a goal. Well, Rangers there once again. Lung bursting run for the midfield. He's gone. They can't catch him. And once he gets going, he works it right to Semenyo. Semenyo, love it. You think he's going to hit it when he's right foot across the goalkeeper. A little shift with the ball inside to his left. You think he's going to hit it on his left, but it just takes a nick off the Newcastle defender. I think it's Sven Botman. And as you think Semenyo's then going to try and control it on his left foot or do something, Tajani Rangers steps up. Rolls it in the bottom right-hand corner. 3-0 Manchester City. On the counter. Counter-attacking football at its finest. Rangers here just goes and goes. Picks the pass to Semenyo on the right-hand side. You think it's going to hit it. Cuts inside Burn. Just gets a touch on it. And then Rangers puts it in. Dan Burn just couldn't keep it out. We're making this Newcastle team look like amateurs. Rangers and Marmoush, man of the match at the moment. Both fantastic. This is what we'll do to Arsenal, says Lisa. I hope so. What a finish by Rangers that is. And Semenyo as well, the intelligence. He sees Rangers got a better opportunity. He just steps out of the way. He lets Tajani hit it. But him and Tajani and Marmoush have been absolutely brilliant. 3-0 City. And this could be a scary scoreline should City continue this form in the second half. Newcastle are champions of the competition as well. They are. City Edits is going for 5-1. 4-3 Newcastle the second half, says Conda one, yeah. Well, considering our second half performances so far in 2026, that wouldn't surprise me. But yeah, we're winning and doing pretty well. And Rangers, I mean, the midfields look great. I was worried about the midfield, to be honest with you. I was worried about the midfield. I mean, we've just played real forward-thinking football, fluid, runners, and it's been great. I've really enjoyed it so far. Here's Foden into Semenyo. Semenyo again at Dan Burn here. Semenyo. Step over Semenyo. Oh, he's down here, Semenyo. That's a penalty. Taken down by Joe Willock is Antoine Semenyo. It looked like a penalty to me. The referee's not give it. Here's Lewis Hall. Cut out by Nico. Tonali. Voltamada. Nico pulls the shirt, the big German. The referee plays advantage. Gordon off this left-hand side. We're beating the champions like they're in League One. Who's better, 2012 Messi or Marmoush? Whenever it's time to play Newcastle, I think Messi's still better. There's no one like Messi, is there? There is no one like Messi. A foul here by Semenyo on Anthony Gordon. And Semenyo is asking the referee to check that possible penalty at the other end. We'll see it here. It's a penalty. Dan Burn takes down Semenyo here in the box. Well, that's a penalty on Antoine Semenyo. Dan Burn is taking down Semenyo in the box. It's a penalty. The VAR should check that. They obviously won't because it's Manchester City. That's a penalty and Antoine Semenyo missed there by the referee. Free kick Newcastle. Tonali flicks it short towards Lewis Hall. Wide right to Anthony Gordon. Looking to swing it in, Gordon. Dispossessed by Marmoush. Foden can't take it off Lewis Hall. Quite a good player, Lewis Hall, I think. They should have checked that. Apparently no penalty, but it was. And Marmoush was ready to step up for his hat-trick, wasn't he? Here's Lewis Hall. Switch of play wide left towards Anthony Gordon. Nice touch by Gordon on this left-hand side. Gordon looking to skip inside Nunez. He's played down the overlapping run to Joe Willock. Nunez there quickly to him. He's been done by Willock initially. Just managed to cut it out. Gordon, Hall. Into Phil and Foden's face here. And Nico Gonzalez clears it away. And there's a foul by Dan Burn in there, they say, on Nico Gonzalez. It was a soft one, I think, to be honest. Nico Gonzalez knew what he was doing. But City 3-0 up here and flying. But I thought it was a penalty and Antoine Semenyo taken down in the box by Dan Burn. Marmoush should have stepped up for his hat-trick. VR decided not to check it. Here is Tajani Reinders. O'Reilly. We're smoking Newcastle like cigarettes, says Ultra Gamer. That's quite a... I like that analogy. That's quite good. Very good analogy. Here's Nico O'Reilly for Manchester City. He's playing so good in midfield. He's put another searching ball in behind here. Dan Burn was panicking a little bit. Semenyo running behind. Watch Marmoush not get a sniff of the pitch on Sunday, says Alan. You're right. You're right. Oh, Foden's nicked this one. City in trouble again. Reinders. Oh, Reinders still. Reinders off the post. Oh, he could have squared to Marmoush. Or did he smash it at Ramsdale there? Well, City cut out Newcastle's play out from the back with through Phil Foden. Semenyo gets it. I mean, Reinders again, brilliant. Semenyo works it onto him. He's got to go square to Marmoush, but he can't quite work it across the box. He just leathers it, and it hits the chest of Ramsdale. That's going to hurt Ramsdale, that one. He felt that, Aaron Ramsdale. He's trying to find Reinders, I think. Reinders trying to find Marmoush maybe in the middle. I'm not quite sure. Leathers it in. Near post at Ramsdale. Corner ball, Manchester City. I still think Arsenal bottle it, says Lisa. I hope you're right. So Foden on the corner here for Manchester City. Foden in. Doesn't beat Voltemade at a near post, and it's easily cleared away. I think Voltemade scored a pretty impressive own goal against their rivals Newcastle, didn't he, in the derby for them. Throwing City, and across comes Matheus Nunes to take it. Well, Newcastle 3-0 down here, and the Newcastle fans who travelled to the Etihad will be very disappointed with their side's performance. But there's always going to be a chance in the second half against the City team. Gordon, won back by Nico Gonzalez. Semenyo. Reinders, who's been fantastic. And look how good Reinders looks when he's running at teams and not having to play against the low block all the time, I guess. Here's Aït-Nouri. Reinders. Marmoush. Back towards O'Reilly. Someone needs to make a run into that space there behind Kieran Trippier. On that far side for Reinders, but he doesn't do. Here is O'Reilly. Dropping deep now, picking up the ball as a holding midfielder. Very, very impressed by Nico O'Reilly again today. But I was impressed against Spurs in the first half, and it's what we do in the second. You know, I go over to Finalysis to rate the players. You should go over to Finalysis as well. And sometimes I rate the players in the first half, think, oh, he's getting an 80 something today. And then the second half happens, and I think, oh, I have to give him a 70 in the end. It's crazy, isn't it? We've got to come out in the second half in 5 minutes left the first half. We've got to come out in the second half with the same intensity. Aït-Nouri, Marmoush, Aït-Nouri again. Nico. Foden found some space. Found Semenyo. Back he goes to Kusanov. Marmoush wide on the right side. Nico Gonzalez. Aït-Nouri. Marmoush down the left. So fluid in the forward areas with Marmoush and Semenyo up there. Everyone's allowed to go here, there and everywhere. I really am enjoying it. Ake, Nico. O'Reilly. Back into Ake. Well, they very much try to just hold off City now. Towards the end of this half, Newcastle is. Marmoush off the left against Trippier. Aït-Nouri. Nico. Ake. Reinders. Ake. City working it around here. Ake with the ball over top to Reinders, who's there again to Tajani Reinders. Reinders still bottoming on him. Reinders slips, gets it back out to Aït-Nouri, who loses it out to Kieran Trippier and Lucky. Ramsey. Rangers on him. Botman. Got to try and switch the player to Lewis Hall. Matheus Nunes jumps through it. He's going to go out for a City throw down his far side. Well, Newcastle in the semi-final expect a better performance than this, but Manchester City have been really good. Here is Kusanov. O'Reilly. Back to Kusanov again. The thing with Nico O'Reilly is he's such a big guy. I mean, he's 6'4", isn't he? And he can sort of put his dominance in the game straight away. Marmouche. Back towards Nico Gonzalez. Marmouche, Aït-Nouri. He's got to pass it now, Aït-Nouri. Oh, he burst past the Newcastle player with ease. Aït-Nouri. Don't overcomplicate it, though. Wide left to Marmouche. Marmouche. Marmouche down the outside here. Back inside. Out to Nico Gonzalez. Space. Nico Gonzalez hits one right down the middle. That Ramsdale. He should be looking for someone in the box there. Here we see his captain after Silva. Asked Lisa. With Ruben Diaz. When Bernardo Silva leaves, Ruben Diaz will be the captain. He's second in command now, isn't he? So he'll be the one who takes over, I'm pretty sure. Well, Anthony Gordon's gone down here. And the referee is going to stop the game, I think, is he? For Anthony Gordon. And he stayed down here, Anthony Gordon. It seems to be maybe a muscle injury, hamstring injury. It looks like a hamstring injury here for Anthony Gordon, which is bad for Newcastle. They've struggled this season, haven't they? They've been without key players. I mean, no Bruno Guimaraes, no Sandro Tonali today. They're very big misses for this Newcastle side, knowing how good they are. And Anthony Gordon remains on the field, on the floor. Very, very worrying for Newcastle. I don't think he's going to be coming back on. So I'll have to see what's going to happen here. Harvey Barnes is coming on. Well, he's scored against City before. Harvey Barnes, and he knows how to score against City. I'll have to see. And I mean, judging by the performance we've seen from Omar Marmouche today, should Erling Haaland be starting ahead of Omar Marmouche? I don't think he should. I really don't think he should. If City go to Wembley today, which we expect them to now with a 5-0 lead in aggregate, it'll be Pep Guardiola's 22nd game at Wembley. Excluding the Spurs League games, of course, when Spurs play that. That is crazy, isn't it? That is crazy. 22nd times. Well, Max Elaine, McAdoo and Ipan might get games today. I mean, we might see a debut for Seven Ipan. We might see a game for Ryan McAdoo again. Good, isn't it? Any news on Doku, says Lisa? Well, as for Jeremy Doku, it's a calf injury. He's expected to be out for just over 2 weeks. Hopefully he's back after that. Well, so Gordon has left the field now. He's been replaced by Harvey Barnes. And the game is back underway. And Nico Gonzalez looking in behind to Marmouche here. Marmouche takes it down. Ramsdale's come out to him. Back out to Aït-Nouri. And offside against Omar Marmouche. But he loves to make those runs, Marmouche, doesn't he? Ramsdale come out quick there. He just couldn't get his body right. Try and flick it over. The fact we play our second team winning 3-0 to City at its end. The ghost and switch saying, imagine a Marmouche hat-trick again. It might just happen. Erling Haaland is all smiles on the bench. He was all smiles during the game against Spurs, wasn't he, as well? Well, he seems happy, Haaland, which is good. Probably because he knows there's no pressure of him losing his place at the moment. Whether Marmouche plays well or not, I think Marmouche will get dropped at Anfield. I honestly do. He's been brilliant. Here's Sven Botman. Over to Malik Chow. Searching ball in behind to Voltemada, who's pulling on Kusanov here. He defends him really well. Into James Trafford, who throws it back onto Reinders. And up towards O'Reilly. Nico O'Reilly spins Willock in the midfield like he's not there. Brilliant. Reinders. Reinders over the top to Semenyo here. Dan Burn deals with it. Botman has to go back to his goalkeeper. But nice idea from Reinders. City looking to play the ball early, which I've really liked today. We haven't tried to mess around with it too much. When the chance opens up to play the ball early, we play it early. It's really good. Really enjoyed that. Here's Malik Chow. So we're 100% the final against Arsenal. I mean, you'd say we're 100% in the final, but it's only 5-0, and knowing what could happen to City in the second half, I don't know. Will Pep get sacked to the Lisa? No, certainly not. Pep Guardiola will leave Manchester City on his own terms. Here's O'Reilly. Ait-Nuri. O'Reilly, Ait-Nuri again. Back to Nathan Ake. So a really good first half performance once again for Manchester City in 4 added minutes here. I will be giving my half-time thoughts on the Finalysis app. So you want to go over to there, head over to Finalysis and find out what my thoughts are at half-time as Newcastle have an attack here for Voltemada. Wide to Sandro Tonali. Foul by Ait-Nuri. It's a cheap one from Ait-Nuri. Free kick Newcastle. Ait-Nuri and Tonali there. A bit of respect between the two competitors. We'll have to see. By scoring more goals than them to City, well, honestly, I'm so worried about what comes out in the second half. After the last few games, I mean the home games as well. I go to all the home games. I'm not at the cup final, the semi-final today. The Premier League games, the Champions League games, I'm there. And the second half is always terrible. Crossing by Newcastle. Chance for Newcastle! Header by Voltemada, a Botman. And it's another save by James Harrington Trafford. Headed by Botman and Trafford pushes it away. I mean, he's another one on for man of the match today. Trafford. He's too close to Trafford. He's quite close to Trafford. He makes the save. He's having a laugh with Lewis Hall here, Trafford. I think that was one for the cameras maybe a little bit. Play it short to Hall here, Newcastle. Little back heel cross comes in. It hits the hands of Matheus Nunes. And it's behind. They wanted a penalty here. Oh my word. Corner. Trafford's... His hand is like right next to his chest. I don't think they're going to give a penalty for that. His arms tucked in, Nunes there. It's going to be a corner. VAR will check it. VAR are checking this a possible penalty. I mean, if they forgot the Semenyo foul in the box. Yeah, no penalty, corner. There you go. I don't think the Newcastle fans were, and the Newcastle players especially, were pushing that much for that one. Cross comes in from Lewis Hall here. Newcastle have got everyone, the big boys at the far post here. Botman, Chow, they play it short towards Tonali. Back to Lewis Hall. Trippier lifts to the far post. James Trafford comes. Foul by Dan Burn. Good goalkeeping again from James Trafford. Nice and strong. Comes out. All 6'7" of Dan Burn on him. Smashed into his Trafford when he's got the ball in two hands. It's very good goalkeeping from James Trafford again. Who's had a very, very good game here. So, referee is close to blowing the half-time whistle here. Nico O'Reilly. Nico Gonzalez. Foden. Nico Gonzalez here looking to play a ball long. Into O'Reilly. Taking his time here, City. And that is the half-time whistle gone. Manchester City 3, Newcastle 0. Rangers and Omar Mamouche double give City a 3-0 lead. They're 5-0 up at aggregate half-time. And this has been a game of goals. And it's been fantastic. However, we have to worry with the City side. What City side come out in that second half? I'm going to go over to Finalysis right now to make my half-time thoughts known. You can go and do the same if you download the Finalysis app on Google Play or the App Store. And we'll be back for the second half after this short break.
sound the same. Yeah. For my broken heart, no remedy. But maybe if you stay, we can get away with it. 'Cause you make me love my imperfections, answer all my questions, just to show me what's on the other side of inhibition. No apologies, my baby. I do you do 'cause I'm feeling so good. But you'll be there, ready to rescue me if I go out of track. You can get away with it. 'Cause you make me love my imperfections, answer all my questions, just to show me what's on the other side of inhibition. No apologies, my baby. I do you do 'cause I'm feeling so good. quick to hit ignore. Buku bitches in my bed. I got scales all on my floor. I got money on the line, plus I'm clocking it galore. I got bitches kissing bitches, all them bitches go explore. I'm feeling way up. I stay up. Put your bitch on my Snapchat while I make her. She want a chance with me, cause she know I'm a rapper. I give a but I never get feelings, cause shawty, I know what you after. Okay, they watching me, they watching me, they watching me. They watching me, they watching me, they watching me. They watching me, they watching me, they watching me. They watching me, they watching me, they watching me. Watch I look, I'm jugging. Dissect your hand if your hand in my putting. Put two in your man if your man keep a looking. Act like a poopy, your bitch get tookin'. I'm not the type to go fuck with them niggas who fuck with them niggas who stay on some fish. Oh, youngin' trapping out the bando. From the ceiling fan to the damn floor. Trying to stack my money up, cause that's the only way we can go. Tell my mama that I'm okay. See the money coming through the doorway. Got a bad bitch with a lot of money, that's foreplay. Okay, they watching me, they watching me, they watching me. They watching me, they watching me, they watching me. They watching me, they watching me, they watching me. They watching me, they watching me, they watching me.
Well, welcome back to the second half. Manchester City versus Newcastle United. City 3-0 at half-time after some fantastic play from City going forward. However, we do look a little bit open on the break. If you want to go and see my half-time short thoughts, go to the Finalysis app and turn your passion into power. Finalysis in partnership with Sky Sports. They're launching this app for fans to make their opinions count. Your opinions will be used on Sky Sports and so on. You can rate these plays after this game. I mean, Omar Mamouche at the moment is getting a pretty high rating, but it all depends on the second half because City have dropped off lately in second halves and the ratings tend to plummet after that second half performance. JJ Funhouse here asking when it's going to start. We're back. We're here. We're back on. And you can download the Finalysis app if you haven't already on the Google Play or App Store right now to be part of it. Trust me, it is the place you want to be. And you can give players high ratings. For example, maybe you want to give, if Jeremy Doku had started today, a 96 rating for his big performance. If you put one in, that is sort of the performance that he put against Liverpool at the Etihad. Or maybe Erling Haaland when he went and scored in the Manchester Derby at home, a 92 rated or so. And you can do that all via the Finalysis app. You can go and follow me on there as well. I think that is a feature that's added now. You can go and follow people. Follow me on there. Listen to my opinions and so on. And you will also see me as part of Finalysis on Sky Sports. And I spoke about Pep Guardiola this week. Who could replace him? Xabi Alonso, Enzo Maresca or Cesc Fabregas? Who was my pick of those three? I picked Xabi Alonso. You guys can all have your opinion on that on the Finalysis app as well. So second half is soon to be underway. The teams are in the tunnel. Newcastle are ready to come out. Newcastle are making changes already. And Johan Visser and Anthony Elanga are both prepared, as well as Jacob Murphy and Harvey Barnes already out there. So Newcastle are coming out with a front four in the next half here, the second half. Start with the front two and fire at the back. 3-0 down, they're changing it about. McAdoo and hopefully Naipan, says Kondo on. Well, possibly we see McAdoo, possibly see Naipan. I've just seen McAdoo walk out and walk to the bench here. So he's certainly not coming out straight away for the second half. I don't think Pep Guardiola will make any changes at half time. But maybe making changes might just sort of break City out of that cycle of making mistakes in the second half. There's some games going on in Ligue 1 as well tonight. Troyes, City's sister club, are playing Lyon. They're currently 1-1 at half time. Is that in Ligue 1 or is it the French Cup possibly? Probably the French Cup. The Coupe de France, I think it's called. And then you've got Lyon as well playing Ryan Cherki's farmer side. We're just looking at the team coming out here for City. There seems to be no change at half time from Pep Guardiola. But this City side need to come out motivated for the second half. We cannot see a City side go and do exactly what they've just done before throughout the season. In the last 4 or 5 games or so. Not come out in the second half. Newcastle are making big changes. Manchester City are making a change, in fact. And it is the number 68 Max Alain on for Nathan Ake. I think that tells you that probably Ake is maybe needed for Anfield this weekend, or maybe he's picked up a knock. So Max Alain comes on for Manchester City. He replaces Nathan Ake. And for Newcastle, it's Nick Voltemade out for Johan Visser, the £60 million man. Jacob Murphy enters the field as well as Anthony Elanga. Anthony Elanga will replace, I'm not quite sure who. It's not shown us there. Murphy will be replacing, again it's not shown us then who he's replacing. The camera had to sort of dart away. But Murphy and Elanga are on, as well as, well, Gordon for Barnes. I think Tonali stays on. I think Joe Willock is off. And I think also, Dan Burn is still on. So it's still a back five for Newcastle. And it's Elanga, Tonali, Ramsey, Barnes. Up top, oh, Lewis Hall is off. Jacob Murphy comes on at left wing back. Interesting change. Max had one poor game that dropped. He deserves this as Kondo one. Yeah, he was very poor. Newcastle to start this one. Visser! What a chance that is. Oh, City opened up minutes in. Kusanov with a bad pass towards O'Reilly. Tonali plays in Visser. He's 1-on-1 with Trafford. And he hits it wide of the post. That's very poor from Visser. He should score. Johan Visser should score on his left foot there. That's a bad miss by Visser. Newcastle should be pulling one back already. Dan Burn heads this away on a long ball from City. But a great start to the second half by Newcastle. A sloppy one by Manchester City again. Nunez wins his ball back for City. Good feet from Nunez. Back he goes towards Kusanov. Nico. Tries to play it forward to Semenyo. He gives it away. Semenyo wins it back. It's off a Newcastle player. Out for a City throwing on that far side. Well, that was nearly a bad start for Manchester City. Johan Visser through straight away. Puts it wide. Throwing from City. Nunez back towards Kusanov. And across to young Max Alain. Reinders. Nico O'Reilly. Back to Tajani Reinders. Back to Nico O'Reilly. Reinders been fantastic in that first half. As has Marmouche. O'Reilly. Nico. Foden drops deep here. Newcastle playing a little bit different in the second half, making it a bit more difficult for City. Kusanov. Nunez. Back to Kusanov here. And in towards Nico O'Reilly. Max Alain. And back he goes to James Trafford. Visser's marking the short option, so Trafford's forced long here. Newcastle should win the long balls, really, shouldn't they? Trippier sends it forward, straight back to Max Alain. Dealt with by City. Nico. Alain. Back to Trafford. Well, he had some really good performances, Alain. He should start in the FA Cup against the small teams, says Alan Johnson. He was fantastic earlier on when he first came back from his loan. But he did struggle that game against Young Boys. Young Boys? Bodo Glimt, sorry. And that did cause us problems. Right, Nuri. Foul by Anthony Elanga, free kick Manchester City. Elanga a little bit tight there. He's been a pretty failed sign, hasn't he, Anthony Elanga? He's not a fan favourite amongst the Newcastle faithful at all. performances this season, the former Man United man. Nico and on towards the lane. Kusanov. O'Reilly. Foden. Nico. Max Lane. Back into Nico Gonzalez. Nico O'Reilly, who's the deepest of midfielders at the moment. Dropping deep, picking up the ball, dictating play from a deeper position. Kusanov across towards Max Lane. And Elaine brings the ball forward now for City. Elaine for City, still Elaine. On to Marmoush. Marmoush. Looking for Semenyo. Semenyo made the run, he didn't go to him. Marmoush there. Semenyo's disappointed. Nunez. Phil Foden. O'Reilly. Marmoush. Reinders. Elaine. Nico O'Reilly again. Reinders. City trying to break down this opposition team. We'll meet Arsenal at Wembley. Says Sheriff. City had it predicted 5-1, so you've got a chance. I predicted 1-1. I did not foresee this game being like this at all. Nico. Great run from Marmoush. Terrible pass from Nico Gonzalez. Long by Newcastle. Kusanov in a foot race with Visser here. Kusanov back towards Nunez. Back to Trafford, well played City. On towards Max Lane. Into O'Reilly, well played City to play out that bit of problems there. O'Reilly, Marmoush. Took the wrong option there, Marmoush, and then down goes Trippier. Need to pass it back there, Marmoush. And Kusanov, his recovery pace is great, isn't it? City desperately need a new right back, says City Edits. They'll get one in the summer, I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure a new right back will arrive this summer. Oh, Max Elaine here. Ante Elanga bursts away from him. And Elaine chases him. And good defending by Max Elaine. He's done really well there, the youngster, because Ante Elanga is absolutely rapid. He gets played in behind there. Pep Guardiola was worried. You could see it in his face. But Max Elaine stays with him. Does really well to stay with Elanga and puts it behind for a corner. Very well played, Elaine, there. Cross the coming from Newcastle now. Sandro Tonali, I assume, will take this one. Will it be Kieran Trippier? Like Nunez, but we need more than he can offer. Elanga short to Barnes. Tonali on the overlap. Tonali the cross in here. And James Trafford again. There to pick it out of the sky. Semenyo's making a run here. Trafford's taking too long on the ball. His referee's giving him his countdown. Nico. Trafford. Taking his time here, James Trafford. There's no pressing from Newcastle. They're pressing the short options here, Newcastle. They're desperate for City to play it long. They want City to play it long because they know. Oh, Trafford, what a ball into Semenyo. Brilliant take by Semenyo as well. Semenyo. Wide to Marmoush on this right-hand side where he's drifted out to now, Marmoush against Burns. Marmoush! Oh, puts it into the box. And literally no one attacks it. Maybe it wasn't the best of crosses. No one attacked it at all. Maybe Bernardo Silva replacement. Rodri's definitely past his prime. Silva key part of the team. Yeah, he's going Bernardo Silva though at the end of this season. I mean, he keeps talking about he'll announce his future when it's the right time. We know what he's going to announce. Oh, O'Reilly pressing Malik Chow here. Back to Ramsdale. Slice in for a throw-in. Out for a throw on the far side. Good play from Nico O'Reilly, who looks really composed in that central midfield role there. Putting the pressure on the opposition team. Just noticed the clock isn't ticking. For whatever reason. So we'll try and get that back going again. So here's Kusanov for City. Cross to a lane. Clock is ticking back in time again. Here is Matheus Nunes down this far side. Nunes. Semenyo. Back to Nunes. Nunes good enough currently, says Amigo Marmoush. He's currently classy. I think he's class as well at the moment. I mean, he's made a few mistakes in possession today. But I think he's been really good. I think he's been one of our best players this season. Marmoush flicks it onto Reinders. Reinders here. Reinders dropping the shoulder. Reinders still taken down by Botman. Referee says no penalty. Johnny Reinders just tried to work his way past Sven Botman. Two Dutchmen go head to head, and the Dutchman for Newcastle uses strength on Reinders, which is always going to be his weakness to Johnny. Here is Botman and Byrne and Barnes, and a lift in behind towards Alanga and cut out by Kusanov, and then they've tried to play it behind all the way through. We're losing our midfield trio from the 22-23 season, says City Edits. De Bruyne and Gundo, and now Bernardo, yeah. There's definitely a new era at Manchester City coming. Newcastle with 8 at the back. Yeah, they started like that. I mean, they've got 4 forward players on now. Here's Max Lane and back to Trafford. Trafford has to play this long. And they back himself in the long ball, Newcastle, to pick the ball up. The thing is, on the 50-50s, Semenyo's always good. And here is Semenyo against Dan Burn now. Semenyo cuts inside brilliantly, Semenyo. Semenyo, ball through to Marmoush, deflected nearly. Tonali clears it away. But, you know, we're not going to win the headers, really. We're not going to win the initial battle on the long ball. And Newcastle back himself. But when it comes to that second ball, Semenyo really does well at winning those. Good defending by Aitnuri against Anthony Alanga. Out for a throw-in. We need a proper 8 at right backs to City Edits. That will be the 2 players City sign this summer. The rest will depend on, obviously, departures of the team. I think City will be looking at an 8 and a right back. And Bernardo will be leaving. Thrown by Trippier. From a Villa man, Jacob Ramsey. Pressure from Nico Gonzalez. Ramsey does well to hold him off here. Dan Burn stepping up into midfield here for Newcastle. Burn. Murphy. First time passing towards Visser. City says he's offside. The referee says not. There's a big switch here to Trippier. Into Alanga. Good touches. Alanga tries to volley it. Kusanov clears it away. Marmoush in a foot race. Malik Chow here. Oh, Chow panicked a little bit. He got away with that. Marmoush just nearly beat him to it. Very, very lucky there, Malik Chow. Marmoush gambled. Nearly paid off. Long ball by Newcastle. Nunez cuts it out. Kusanov back to James Trafford. On to Max Lane. Oh, he's missed control here. Lane! This has gone down. No penalty, say the referee. And Max Lane's a lucky boy there. Really poor from Max Lane. Miscontrols at the box and takes him down. Semenyo controls this beautifully on the far right-hand side. The referee's not been told by VAR to have a look at this. Nico Gonzalez long in behind to Marmoush here. And Marmoush beats Trippier to it. And Marmoush against Trippier. Marmoush back inside and Marmoush. And Marmoush on towards Reinders again! Oh, he drags it wide. Well, Semenyo was the pass as well for Marmoush, who he didn't go for. And then Reinders and Foden had a chance as well. City should make it 4 there. Reinders disappointed himself. He should be. What a ball by Nico Gonzalez. Marmoush off the shoulder of Trippier. He's gone. He's in behind. But then he should be looking to Semenyo in the middle. Why Marmoush doesn't play it to Semenyo, I don't know. Why does Marmoush not play that to Semenyo? Really should have done. Who's going to replace Pep? I think City's first choice will be Xabi Alonso. Max Lane miscontrols the ball in his own box. Ooh, he pulls down Johan Visser there. It's a bit... They've said no penalty according to VAR. Visser goes down. It's a strange one. Could that be a penalty to Newcastle United? Well, it's about as much a penalty as the one on Semenyo was. Probably is a penalty. We'll have to see. So VAR look at it and say no penalty. Newcastle will be disappointed. But I thought it was a foul on Semenyo in the first half as well in the box. And Max Lane gets lucky there. Really bad touch by the centre-back. Gets caught out and he ends up fouling Visser to get away with it. Aitnuri's overplaying again here. He's managed to get himself a free kick, but he overplays it too often, Aitnuri. And here's O'Reilly. Away from Ramsey, Marmoush. On towards Matheus Nunes. City working that ball forward here. Nunes. Foden. Reinders. Still Reinders here. We're not looking for Semenyo enough here. Should have looked for Semenyo on that previous chance. Marmoush just play it across the box to Semenyo and he scores. O'Reilly. Marmoush. Foden. Back to Marmoush, who couldn't get his feet sorted there. Botman. Semenyo pressing him. Trouble here for Newcastle. Trippier. Reinders goes and gets it off Chow. He's gone down here. No free kicks as the referee. Well, Reinders wins it off Chow on the edge of his own box. Goes down. Reinders. Referee says no free kick. City have not started as bad in this second half. Well, they did. They've had moments in this second half. They've got away with them a little bit. Throwing for Trippier. Visser. Tackled by Aitnuri. City get it back. Foden. And back he goes towards Kusanov. Well played, Phil Foden. Coming back by Nico O'Reilly again in that midfield. Elaine, O'Reilly. Nico, O'Reilly. Aitnuri. Inside towards Marmoush. Works it wide right towards Nunes. Nunes drives forward here. Semenyo incredibly central. Nico and Velez. Falling behind towards Marmoush. It's not a great one, but Foden picks up the second ball and back to Nunes again here. Nico. Here's Nico O'Reilly. Two Nicos in that City midfield. Aitnuri. O'Reilly. Foden. Reinders. Foden. O'Reilly again. Foden. Reinders. Loves to pass and move to Johnny Reinders. That's what I like about him. I don't think Newcastle are going to pull a Spurs here. Foden just got to be more confident. Yeah, sometimes... Oh, Semenyo with a bad pass here. But he goes and wins it back. Credit to him, Semenyo. Makes a mistake, gives the ball away, goes and wins it back. Well played, Semenyo. Aitnuri. City dominating possession now. Marmoush could turn. Does turn. Into Semenyo. Not the best of passes by Marmoush. Not enough on it. Visser. O'Reilly goes in on Visser and he gives a free kick Newcastle's way. I don't think there's much in that at all. Well, there's still Newcastle fans in the ground here at the Etihad. Come to support their side, but... Yeah. They're not going to make much noise. They're not so happy, are they, Newcastle fans? Not at all. Now, free kick Newcastle. Try and lump on him. Ball forward here. O'Reilly against Dan Burn. He's done well, O'Reilly. Semenyo clears it away. Back in by Sandro Tonali. Malik Chow with a header. Kusanov fighting for it. He gets it away. Malik Chow on the volley here. And it's sliced wide by Malik Chow. I think Newcastle in offside position anyway. But City are in control of this one. I mean, 5-0 up. You can't think you can throw it away from here. You don't think you can throw it away from here. Oh, Kusanov back towards Trafford now. Phone Allen just can't be bothered lately. Yeah. It feels a bit like that, doesn't it? I think Foden's been okay today. Tonali. Pressure from O'Reilly. Marmoush pressure on Botman. Does well to work it wide towards Murphy here. Up against Nunes is Jacob Murphy. He's got runners. Murphy. Barnes. Good feet from Harvey Barnes away from Nico Velez. Back out towards Ramsey. Murphy. Ramsey. City pushing here. Ramsey. City pushing to win it back. It's a poor pass by O'Reilly to clear it. City still have to defend here. Everybody behind the box, behind the ball, pretty much on the edge of the box here. Alanga. Back out to Malik Chow. This is what you expect from a Newcastle side who are pushing here. Alanga. Past Aitnuri and Reinders too easy. Alanga. Alanga! What a goal that is. 3-1. Terrible defending. 3-1. In the second half, Manchester City performance come to haunt us again. Alanga makes it 3-1. Well, we know what City do in second halves of games. They've done it again here. Alanga goes past Reinders with ease. Past Aitnuri, just dangles a leg out. Past O'Reilly. Past Nico Gonzalez. And past Max Elaine pretty much as well. It's a good run. Then the left foot curls it into the far post. It's off the post and in. O'Reilly poor. Reinders and Aitnuri even worse before it. And it's a bad goal to concede that for Manchester City. Trafford sends it long now. Semenyo against Dan Burn. Foden. Back onto Semenyo and back towards Newcastle, who might start to pull this back now, might they? Ramsdale wide towards Trippier. Back towards Malik Chow. That's a very poor goal to concede there. I mean, the way Aitnuri just dangles his leg out. without any interest at all is a problem. Man City first half FC. Yeah, quite right, Ultra Gamer. If only games are 45 minutes long, we'd be first as Sheriff with the best team in the world if the game's already 45 minutes long. Nick Gonzalez can't take it off Barnes here, and Newcastle are very much dominating possession now on City. And they feel like they can get back in this game, don't they? They know there's a bit of a psychological thing going on the City side. And Alanga in behind again here. I knew he managed to just cut it out. Nick Gonzalez. Only as far as Murphy. Newcastle continue to push here. Murphy. Against Matheus Nunes, who cuts it out well, Nunes. Murphy drops Nunes, and it's a foul on Matheus Nunes. Free kick Manchester City. The first half seems to be the only thing we keep doing. Play so well in the first half and struggle in the second. So, I mean, Rangers look great in that first half, but I mean, there defensively, we know he's not a defensive midfielder. But just really poor. Really poor from City defensively. We can't throw away a 5-1. Sheriff predicted a 4-1. Well, you might be right here, Sheriff. I predicted 1-1, so I didn't foresee the City goals at all. Danburn heads this one away. Nico Gonzalez forward again. Straight back to Newcastle by City. Murphy. Little spin on Foden. Foden tackles it out for a throw into Newcastle. Can City keep their heads, you see? Is this sort of psychological block on the team, which second half we're struggling? Dan Burn. Bobbles all the way out for another throw into Newcastle, even further up the field now. Erling Haaland is warming up for Manchester City. The fans are applauding. He's all smiles from Erling Haaland. Rodri's also warming up as well as Ruben Diaz. Here's Kieran Trippier. Back towards Malik Chow. Ramsey. Battling with Rangers here. Trippier in behind to Alanga again here. Lane against Alanga. Alanga past the lane. No good defending by Lane. He's taken out as well, the youngster. A free kick Manchester City. Did well there, Max Lane. Looks like Pep's bringing in the big guns to City. Well, they're warming up. I can't see him coming on. Well, Lane did well there to recover. I'm not sure who fouled him. It could be Ramsey, maybe Visser. It's a free kick City. Trafford to take it. Well, as Newcastle fans, at least they've got something to chant about. 5-1 down, but they're happy now. Trafford to send this one long. Long by Trafford. Just terrible by Trafford. It's just straight to Newcastle. Straight through to Ramsdale. I don't know what he's thinking there. Tonali. Malik Chow. Newcastle have dominated the second half possession-wise, haven't they, really? Since that goal, the momentum's completely swung in the visitors' favour. They've still got a few more goals to score yet, though, haven't they? 5-1 down aggregate. Could do with a few more. Trippier. Back towards Chow. Botman. Ramsdale. Botman again. Here is Malik Chow. Looking for a ball forward. Trippier. Down the line to Alanga. City opened up again here. Right near out position. Johan Visser in behind. Newcastle a chance here. It's Harvey Barnes. Taking his time. Barnes! They score again, but he's offside. Goal for Newcastle, but he's offside, Harvey Barnes. Well, Visser was offside before it. Way offside. Just check it again here. Is he offside? Yeah, he's absolutely miles offside, Johan Visser here. Don't know why the linesman just put his flag up straight away. Miles offside, Johan Visser. Really, really far offside. So, City are bringing on the big guns, though. Pep Guardiola is not happy. So, a triple change for Manchester City will see Erling Haaland, Rodri, and Ryan Shiki enter the field. Interesting. I think Pep Guardiola is worried about the drop-off. Max Lane in towards Nunes. Around the corner to Semenyo. Newcastle go back to the goalkeeper again here. Ramsdale. Malik Chow. So Haaland, Rodri and Shiki on for City. Alanga. Trippier goes back to the goalkeeper Ramsdale. City need fresh legs in that forward area. Saving for the finals of Sheriff. Well, Pep Guardiola loves... I think he feels like they need to keep the legs, you know, their minutes in the legs, really. That must be his opinion. Trippier. Ramsey. I mean, they're going to need 4 goals, Newcastle, to take us to extra time. Oh, Semenyo does well to win it back. Just unlucky not to keep the ball for City. Good pressing again by Semenyo. Ramsdale. Chow. To Denali. Oh, it's cut out by O'Reilly. Marmouche. Foden. Onto Semenyo. Oh, Ramsey got there and stopped it, finding him. What a chance. Foden working hard to get back now for this City side. Dan Burn. Into Tonali. Oh, ball through to Barnes. We're opened up again here. Barnes to Alanga. Oh, what a miss by Alanga. Anthony Alanga has just missed an absolute sitter. It should be 3-2. Alanga slices it from 5 yards out. A shocking miss from Alanga. Barnes is onside. Great ball in behind by Tonali. And City are opened up. Max Alane's nowhere near Alanga yet. Terrible from Alane. Anthony Alanga should score here. What a miss. What a miss by Alanga. Should have scored there. Alanga made it 3-2. Alane was absolutely nowhere near Alanga that he just left him. He didn't even look interested. The thing that frustrated me with Alane then was when the ball goes in behind to Barnes, it takes him so long to realise that ball's gone into him to be bothered to get across. I don't get it. So Nico O'Reilly comes off from Manchester City. He will be replaced by the number 16, Rodri. Going to sit in that double pivot with Nico Gonzalez here. Antoine Semenyo. He's off the field. He's going to be replaced here by Erling Haaland. I think Semenyo's disappointed he hasn't scored today. But I think he'll be being safe for Anfield, Antoine Semenyo. Well, he'll be needed again this weekend on Sunday. And Ryan Shaqiri. He's coming on for Manchester City. So Haaland on for Semenyo. And it's Phil Foden for Ryan Shaqiri here. Maybe Foden is also being rested for that trip to Anfield on Sunday. So here comes Shaqiri for Foden. So that injury that he picked up against Spurs clearly is not so bad. Pep Guardiola happy with Phil Foden's performance. Here comes Shaqiri, who's also very popular amongst the City fans. And a player who can kill the game off, isn't he? As is Erling Haaland if he can find his feet, find his form. I mean, maybe Pep Guardiola thinks a goal would do Erling Haaland a world of good. There's Trafford sending it long again here, this time towards Erling Haaland against Dan Burn. Ramsey and Haaland lose the battle against Burn. Here is Murphy against Nunes, and he's skipped past Nunes. The ball in behind again to Anthony Alanga again. And Aït-Nouri cuts it out. But he's offside, Alanga. The referee puts his flag up so late. It's so frustrating. Well, Chris is here as well. Welcome, Chris. Alanga's a mile offside here. The linesman, for whatever reason, again puts his flag up so late. What frustrates you if Aït-Nouri goes in for a challenge there, injures himself. That's the linesman's fault. It's a free kick City, but they've certainly lost control in this game in the last 20 minutes or so. Long ball against Haaland against Dan Burn. Deflects off Burn. Haaland tries to pass it to Marmouche. It's a poor one. Malik Chow clears it away. Ramsdale. Oh, straight to Haaland by Ramsdale, who heads it back to Ramsdale. That was a chance of City there. Ramsey. Another hopeless second half performances, Chris. It certainly has been, hasn't it? Not really seen. I mean, we had a bit of a foray forward earlier on with Rangers, who probably should have scored. And that was been it. City's midfield looks all... I mean, Rodri looks so tired already. He's just come on the field here. Trippier in behind to Visser. Missed by Kusanov. Far post is chance for Newcastle. Cleared away by Nunes. Aït-Nouri down to Rodri. Here's Aït-Nouri. Here's Rodri and back they go to James Trafford. Kusanov leaves it for Nunes. Good spin by Matheus Nunes. Then the other way against Murphy. Murphy takes it off him. It's really poor from Nunes. And now, here's Harvey Barnes. Barnes shoots, blocked by Elaine. And Tajani Reinders takes it down. Good feet from Reinders. Back to Trafford. And away, long by Trafford again towards Haaland. Up against Botman. Malik Chow. Ramsdale comes for it. Has to clear it away. Down by Elaine at right and at Rodri. Flicks it back to Elaine. Max Elaine under pressure. He's done well there, Elaine. Back to Trafford again. And Newcastle are marking the short pass, aren't they? This time they don't for the first time. And City can play it out with Kusanov. Rodri. Pressure from Tonali. Trafford. Trafford forward here. And that left foot to Marmoush. Malik Chow is there and back through to Ramsdale. It's been reported that City don't believe Company can manage an elite team to City fever. Well, he's managing an elite team in Bayern Munich, isn't he? I think just Company's very committed to the Bayern project. He's just signed a new contract there, hasn't he, till 2028. Oh, untrouble here. Ramsey. Let's give it away to Marmoush. No way is that a foul. The referee gives a free kick. Nico Gonzalez thinks not. Won the ball on Ramsey. Newcastle play on. I didn't think that was a foul on Ramsey. Marmoush had the ball in the back of the net for his hat-trick. Ramsdale. Back to Malik Chow. Trippier, they're trying to work it forward. We need someone who is that Man City DNA to replace Pep's Ultra Gamer. Yeah, someone who understands the way we want to play, I guess. Tonali. Good tackle by Nico Gonzalez on Sandro Tonali. Guardiola's a fan of Sandro Tonali, I'm sure. So William Asula's coming on now for Newcastle. Kieran Trippier leaves the field, so they throw more bodies forward now. Murphy's been playing left wing back. He's going to play right back. And Osula's another striker. No Naiper and Makedo, it seems, has conned the one. Well, I think in the position they're in, Pep's probably worried. Maybe the last 5 minutes or so they might come on. Company might still manage City in the future, City favourite. I'm sure City will look at that if he's an elite manager in the future. Nunes. Shaqiri. Throwing for City. Shaqiri plays it off Dan Burn. First time Shaqiri has got involved in this one. Quick throwing taken towards Matheus Nunes. Back to Kusanov. Rodri. Nico. He's got Reinders with him. He's gone back across to Max Elaine. Elaine past Johan Visser. Elaine into Marmoush. A good ball. This Marmoush. He's got Reinders with him. Reinders in space. Reinders. Oh, bad touch by Reinders. City should kill the game there at 4. Good chance that. Marmoush could have shot himself, really, couldn't he? But he decided against it. Went to Reinders. Reinders just on the turn. Tried to lay it off to Shaqiri. Didn't quite work out. Good pressing from Osula. It's a throw in for City on this far side. Shaqiri throws it in towards Kusanov. Rodri on the turn now in the centre circle. Back to Max Elaine. Played the pass for that opportunity there. Kusanov. Nunes. Shaqiri, Nunes again. There's a ball in behind here. Nico Gonzalez chase it, but he's just not very quick, is he, Nico Gonzalez? And Sandro Tonali beats him to it. Nico Gonzalez pulls him down by the shirt. It's going to be a yellow card for Nico Gonzalez there. For a stupid foul. I don't know why he grabs the shirt, Tonali. He's very slow, Nico, isn't he? Very slow, and Tonali showed it there. And he's picked a bit of a knock here, Tonali. He's going to be okay. He didn't need to grab his shirt and pull him down. I mean, he's complaining, Nico Gonzalez. I don't know why. He's grabbed his shirt and pulled him down. As soon as you grab someone's shirt, that's a yellow card. Botman back to Ramsdale. Newcastle are running out of time here if they're going to score the 4 goals they need to go through. Giving away by Newcastle, and Nico Gonzalez with a terrible pass straight out for a throw-in. Very poor from the Spaniard. Silly card there, says Chris, yeah. And he's complaining about it, but he pulled his shirt. I don't know what his problem is. Kusanov to Rodri. Nico. Gonzalez to bring it forward for City here. Left towards Aitnuri. Back to Maxalane. Rodri. Nico. Back he goes towards Elaine. To Shirky. Onto Kusanov. Rodri. Nunez. Shirky. Back to Rodri again by Ryan Shirky. Keeps things simple. I think that's something that Pep Guardiola is saying to Shirky. Keep things simple in our half. More freedom in the other half then is Reinders. Aitnuri. Shirky's the pass. He finds him. Back to Aitnuri. Marmouche. Shirky. Back towards Aitnuri. Should have gone into Reinders there. Aitnuri's taking too much time on the ball. He's had to go back to a lane there. Rodri. Nico. Kusanov. Into Shirky. Nico. Rodri. Shirky on the turn here. Into Reinders with a step over. Haaland found it. Haaland to Marmouche. Marmouche for the hat-trick. Oh, he's absolutely ballooned it over the bar on his left foot. What a chance. Should have just hit that with the left foot there, Marmouche, a lot better than that. He could have pulled it back to Shirky. He blazed it over the bar. Really good play from City as well. Shirky, Reinders again involved. Haaland wide to Marmouche. What is he doing, Marmouche, there? He should at least get it on target. It's a poor attempt on the left foot. Lumped away by Newcastle. Nico down to Rodri. Get Nico off now, says Connie. He's struggling a little bit, Nico, to be honest with you. Oh, bad pass there by City. Kusanov accidentally takes out Dan Burn. Free kick for Newcastle. Well, City do have 2 substitutions to remain. Rico Lewis probably is ahead in the pecking order here to come on. Did he get Ruben Diaz some minutes? I'm not sure. The 7 Ipan gets his debut. Does McAdoo get another opportunity? I don't think McAdoo gets on here unless it's from Marmouche. Tonali over this free kick here, the Italian. Big long ball in towards Dan Burn. Oh, it's through everyone here. Alanga at the far post! And it's somehow gone across the line and behind for a goal kick. How Newcastle haven't scored there, I don't know. Big lump in by Tonali. Everyone's too busy trying to stop Dan Burn getting it. It bounced in the box all the way through to Alanga at the far post, who I knew he's lost. And he puts it across the box. I think he just might have flicked the boot of James Trafford, you know. Does Trafford just touch it here? Kusanov's got Visser in the middle. He doesn't touch anyone. And Kusanov is just strong enough on Visser to stop him getting on the end of it. Haaland. Terrible from Erling Haaland. Gives it straight back to Newcastle. Rodri wins it back. Nico. And he gives it back to Newcastle. And Nico Anvela has been very, very poor. Alanga from range. Deflected and into the hands of James Trafford. Well, Haaland's link-up play there. Terrible. And then Nico Anvela's as well wasteful. Rodri. The lane. Ball forward straight back to Newcastle. Nico. Reinders. Rodri. Shirky. Nico Anvela is looking like he's struggling here. Shirky, what a ball! Haaland's in! Erling Haaland! Oh! Saved by Aaron Ramsdale. What a chance that is again for Haaland. Ryan Shirky. Spectacular through ball. And Haaland should score. Could easily be 4-5 right now, says Chris. Yeah, I mean, what a ball by Shirky. Haaland takes it well. I feel like he should just leather that at the near post, Haaland here. He's going to cross Ramsdale. I think if he hits it hard at the near post, low and hard, it goes in. Good save by Ramsdale, quite right, Connor. I think he should score that one here at Haaland. Low and hard at the near post. Corner ball City. I said Rico Lewis might be the man to come on. It is Rico Lewis, and I think he's going to come on for Nico, who's suggesting to the stands and to the staff that he was tired. So Nico Gonzalez comes off. Rico Lewis replaces him. Short to Reinders by City. Shirky. Shirky past to Sula. And again, into Reinders. Rodri. Back out towards Lewis. Rodri. Back towards Nates Nunes. Back he goes to James Trafford. City have still got bodies forward here. Kusanov. Rodri. Plenty of passes on here. Reinders is found by City. Reinders will drop the shoulder and turn here. Reinders. Foul by Johan Visser. Sometimes Reinders, he does some really good touches and, body, shoulder feints and drop the shoulder, gets past players. But then when it's time to play the pass, he just takes too long. And, there he's fouled by Johan Visser. But some days he just gets caught on the ball too easy. Nunes. Kusanov. Rodri. Lewis and back towards Kusanov. Rodri at City remembered how to play football a little bit here at the moment. Right near an acres of space in this left-hand side. Alain, Marmouche. Reinders. Ait Nuri. Brilliant from Ait Nuri here. Tonali pushes him. Ait Nuri keeps going. Still going Ait Nuri here. Foul by behind from Murphy. Free kick Manchester City. And when it comes off for Ait Nuri, these little runs that he does, taking players on. Very technically gifted, isn't he, Ait Nuri? It works pretty well. He's fouled from behind there by Murphy. Free kick City. When it comes off, it's good, but it's how often does it come off for Ian Ait Nuri? Ryan Shiki over this free kick on this far left-hand side. To be swung in by Shiki to the options in the middle. Plenty of options in the middle for City. Haaland's a good option. Shiki over this. Taking his time. Shiki the near post to Haaland, and Erling Haaland doesn't quite get there. Good chance again for Haaland. He's offside, Erling Haaland, anyway. Ramsdale lumps it away. And Matheus Nunes watched it behind for a throw for City. Well, 85 minutes on the clock here. With 5 minutes to go, it seems unlikely Newcastle get anything from this. Marmouche. Pulled down by Danburn. Advantage played. Shiki. Shiki at Burn. Shiki. Onto Haaland. Good pass. Haaland on the right foot. Saved by Ramsdale. And behind for another corner. Well, Ryan Shiki has created plenty of chances for Erling Haaland today. Brilliant again. Past Danburn. Onto Haaland. Hits it with the right foot. It's sort of like a snapshot from Haaland, really. He bobbles up. Doesn't really get in a great position. He just hits it as quickly as possible. He troubles Ramsdale. Makes him make the save, but it was never going in. Corner ball again for City. Haaland denied twice by Aaron Ramsdale so far. Can he get himself a goal? Reinders short. Onto Shirky, not the best of passes from Reinders. Shirky. Back out to Lewis. Crossing by Lewis is poor. It's straight to Ait Nuri. Rodri looks to hit this one here. Ramsdale has to make the save again. Good save by Ramsdale. Ramsdale lumps it away to his left-hand side here. Ait Nuri against Alanga. It's out for another City throw-in. Good defending by Ait Nuri. Shirky and Haaland working well together, says Chris. Yeah, they've got a good link-up play. Shirky's always looking to find Erling Haaland. And he really likes that, to find players, doesn't he, Shirky? He's in space again here. This time he's trying to find Haaland. He's passed it straight to Newcastle. I don't think Haaland was pretty aware of the situation at all, though. Haaland was just running, had his head down. Alanga. Murphy. Good ball in. Max Alain clears it. Into Rodri. Shirky again here. Shirky. Lewis. Rodri. Alain. Lewis. Into Shirky once more. On that left foot, he dribbles it, Ryan Shirky, and back he goes towards Nunes. He's knowing when to control the game, when not to, isn't he, Shirky? Which you can see in his development. That's great play from Rodri and Lewis here together. 1-2's in the centre of the park. Ait Nuri wide left towards Marmouche. Back into Ait Nuri. Tajani Reinders here. Shirky. Options right and left. Shirky keeps going here. Shirky, right-footed strike. Blocked away. Hit it with the right foot. Oh, Tonali nearly get caught by Rodri there. Here's Asula. Kusanov fouls Asula. Out for a throw-in. Is it? No, it's a free kick. Kusanov there, straight into William Osula. He weren't going to outdo Kusanov anyway. Too strong for him. So 88 minutes on the clock now. We're approaching the final moments of the game. Marmouche has been given the man of the match in the ground. Probably deservedly so. He could be ending this one here. Alec Chow, Ramsdale. Long and away by Ramsdale. Elaine's left it. Kusanov against Visser and Walden Abadu Kusanov again. He's just so quick. Elaine. Rodri. He's not very quick, Max Elaine. He starts to seize the situation and thinks, I'm not getting there. Leaves it. Kusanov. Lewis. Oh, pull by Lewis. Tonali! Right down the middle. At James Trafford, that's poor by Rico Lewis, though. Shaki. Brilliant skill by Shaki. Oh, Shaki! He's just dropping the Newcastle players. He's so good. The City fans cheer and he puts both hands up in the air and acknowledges the cheers for the City fans. He's just taking Newcastle players out of the game there with his feet. Unbelievable. Absolutely brilliant from Shirky. Reinders on the turn here. Oh, his touch lets him down though. Reinders. That wide to Nunez. Marmouche is at the far post, unmarked. Reinders. Nunez. Lewis. Back to Max Elaine. Rodri. Lewis. Turn, Rico. Turn. No, he goes back to Elaine. Elaine's going to have to go back to Trafford here if you're not careful. No, into Rodri. Rodri for City into Kusanov. Shirky. Shirky, ball over to Marmouche here. Headed away by Botman. It just can't find Reyners on the rebound off the header. Alanga running at City. He's flying past Rodri Alanga. Good tackle by Aitnuri. Free kick Newcastle. Yellow card Rodri. Arm of Rodri on the shoulder of Alanga. Desperate to give the free kick. And they do give the free kick. Oh, I think Aitnuri's got it anyway. Well, City get away with it a little bit. In the second half, we started poorly. We've had our chances as of Newcastle. Newcastle have missed some really big chances. Really big chances they have. So, free kick for Newcastle. Sandro Tonali to take it. There's options in the box. Big men, Dan Burn and so on. Murphy in, Aitnuri away. Didn't even beat the first man, really, that set piece from Newcastle. Taken down by Murphy. Shirky putting the pressure on here. Long and away by Ramsdale. Flicked in behind. Haaland defending for City. Holding up here, Haaland. Well played. Lewis. Rodri. Haaland. Counter City. Haaland. Into Shirky. Up against Dan Burn. Shirky away from Dan Burn. Brilliant skill. Into Reinders. Great skill by Reinders. Over to Rico Lewis. Just can't find him. Chance again. Marmouche working out against the Langer. Well done, Marmouche. And Rodri back here into Shirky. Marmouche wants his hat-trick. Shirky on towards Elaine. Ryan Shirky once more. Shirky for City. Clips over top to Aitnuri. He will get the Ryan Aitnuri. The referee blows the full-time whistle. Manchester City 3, Newcastle 1. City go through. 5-1 winners in aggregate against Newcastle. A first half, which was absolutely fantastic. A drop-off once again in the second. I suppose when you're 3-0 up, you feel that the job is done. Marmouche had chances. Semenyo, Haaland had chances as well. Even Ryan Shirky. And City are going to the Carabao Cup final, where they will face off against Newcastle. If you haven't got the Finalysis app, consider downloading it. Don't even consider downloading it. Do download it. You should download it. You go over there and give your ratings of the players right now. And tell you, you've got 24 hours to do so. What am I going to give these players? I'll have a think about it. I mean, surely Tajani Reinders is in the 80s today after that performance. Omar Marmouche the same. Even Shirky off the bench. And the same for James Trafford, who had a fantastic game between the sticks. Thank you very much for everyone for joining us. We'll be back for the final. And we'll be back this weekend. Manchester City versus Liverpool on Sunday. I will be doing a commentary live on the channel. Join us here, don't miss out. That's a big one. If City lose that one at Anfield, which they regularly do, you would say the title race is over. Congratulations to anyone that predicted 3-1. Not sure anyone did. And 88% of you guys voted that City would reach the final. I think that was a pretty simple vote, wasn't it, from early on there. City dominating the game, 62% possession. 19 shots to Newcastle's 12, 9 on target to Newcastle's 5. They had the more clear-cut chances, though, 4 to City's 3. In the end, City are going to Wembley once again. We'll see you all next time.